हेलो हेलो 1 2 3 ओ आया और अबे ये क्या डिवाइस सिलेक्ट हो
Utility
रखा है
just
यहाँ
gonna be
पे
broken, and there's a stack
दिख रही
here,
है
maybe a
सब
bit of a read as well. I mean, Loud have been sending
हेलो
फुल
this
स्क्रीन कर लेना
towards A.
बस
भाई
Most of the time when they
व्हाट्सएप
go for these
पे
B hits,
मैसेज
they
आ
spot
रहे
those
हैं भाई
players
मुझे
from mid.
कैसे
हाँ
हो
पानी
रही
लेके
Less
आई
is also quite aggressive. If you give him space in B main,
Someone
Less
needs to
is
break
likely
this.
to walk through.
Someone needs to break this. But Alpha,
जी
did it
जी
spot
भाई
him? I'm not
Must
too
have.
याओ
sure.
एल एल स्ट्रीमर एल
And look at the way that Kawanzin is holding that right
एल
corner as
फॉर
Less spams.
लूज
I think that has been detected. A one-way thrown from Boaster. And Fnatic are really heavily fighting over B main control, as they were over A main in the previous round, but this time it doesn't lead to deaths, and Loud can pivot through Catwalk if they want,
Just
or at
poke.
least open space here.
Yeah, I mean, Loud are just trying to fake presence like they're going through here. That is a disgusting angle. Top of the box here. Sadak removed. IGL on IGL
गुड
violence,
बेटर
but
बेस्ट एंगल
it's going to be explored by Loud. Still the alarm bot.
That pressure has also pulled Alpha yet away from B main, so they can try this split a little more effectively.
Here we go. Here's the time. Just get to be taken here. Lockdown has to be used to try and clear the way through. Dart is good as well. Hunter's Fury.
ओके
Amazine with the tag. Chronicle
Oh, no.
dropped to his knees. To get the ult off on time. Updraft to dodge it.
और
Durka
वर्ब
avoiding
लेके
it.
फार्म किया
Need a
गया
res
उसका
inside.
अल्ट की
Still the
पता था
coverage is there,
इनको
and time is really running short. There's only 20
What the hell
seconds
happened?
left into this one. Full containment. It's the name of the game here for Fnatic. Players are still alive, making sure that they don't leave any pieces
10
out
seconds.
wide. Here's the ult, but they don't have the spike. Just yet, need to get
10
themselves
सेकंड्स
into
फ्लड
the
इन
side.
करेंगे लोग
Kawazine
साइड नो
just
वे दे
breaking
लेट
it.
देम
Still
प्लान
needs to be covered.
Ooh,
2 years
unless-
covering the cross still. It's up to just Kawazine. Gets a player down, does not win that fight. So, good stuff from Fnatic. Felt a bit shaky at times, but I
You
thought
had
they slow
pro.
it down at the right
Nah.
moments.
And the player that ends up having the play to win the round there, with the weirdest KO ult I've seen in a while, is Chronicle. He popped his KO ult as he's getting a Hunter's Fury, and it's not necessarily to try and cancel the Silver ultimate,
Hey,
though you
mera
will
pani
see that
lao.
play occasionally. It's just to keep himself
Ore, ekdam
alive,
बढ़िया मैंने।
and he's giving info and comms throughout the whole round about where these players are positioned and where they're shooting him from. Loud can't start walking into sight, because Chronicle's just going to spot them and they're going to get spammed through smokes.
Yeah, I'd love to see the kill that Alpha got in that moment. Because I'm pretty sure, I mean, it must have been off the communication with Chronicle, right? When he's dropped to his knees and he's just seeing them all.
Yeah,
Let's
I
go.
mean, you also had a player
Obvious
flanking
fix
through
करो, please.
market.
अब
Fnatic has
क्या
got
हुआ?
completely contained.
मतलब यार
So a
ओबीएस देखो
timeout here
अबे
from Loud because they've lost
और
3 rounds in a row now.
डिस्प्ले वापस
And that
ऐसे ही दिख
bank
रहा है
that they
क्या
built up
तो फायदा क्या
really
मेरा
early
नया
on,
वो डालने
while
का
it's still decent
ऐसे दिख रहा है
enough
मतलब
to
देखो
give this
तुम्हारे
another
पीछे पे
shot with the
देखो
rifle v
मेरी
rifle,
स्ट्रीम
they've
खोलो
used the ultimates that they wanted to get value out of. Lockdown, Hunter's Fury, both invested there for no results. And
एक तो दिख
Fnatic
रहा
is
है
setting up so many threats around the map. We've
क्या
already
problem
seen Fnatic fight very heavy for a re-clear A main, so that makes that a dangerous area.
फुल स्क्रीन
Boaster
करो
was on
ठीक
that
है ना?
strange off angle, peeking over the smoke, so that makes Catwalk a dangerous area. And you've also seen Alpha
Same
get
brightness
tucked
issue.
in on B
Screen
main, so there
dull.
are so many threats around the map that you need to be using utility to deal with and see whether or not they're happening.
going on, bhai?
You know, in any given round, any
हाँ,
of
ये
those
देखो, game
could be
का
setups
screen
unless you
dull
have
है।
info to prove otherwise.
ये ऐसे ही दिखता है
Those set plays are what makes Fnatic dangerous on this map, and why it's not bad for them, despite it being towards the bottom of their pool.
चल क्या रहा है भाई
It's going to be the one-way smoke
लाइट वाला
setup.
सीन तो आने दो
Be a chance to fight over this one
Oh.
here.
क्या
देखो
Knives
तो डल है
exchange
कैसा है देखो
broken.
अच्छा हाथ
So
चढ़ो
not going to be spotting out. Boaster, who's tucked himself into wine, used the paranoia very early on and repositions back to safety. Mid now, it's going to be the focus here, but Durka is lying in
But at
wait.
first place कोई
Operator
filter डालना
spotting
ही
his
नहीं चाहिए ना हमको।
targets. I don't even know if he intended that one.
That is the
मॉनिटर का
tiniest,
इशू होगा पता नहीं
tiniest little grab.
मॉनिटर का
He
इशू तो
spotted
मुझे
just the,
दिखना
the
चाहिए ना
leg of
उल्टा
Sadak
सीधा
actually and just took the
इन
shot
लोगों
anyway,
को
but
कैसे
that's
दिख रहा
fast
है
falls. That was the player with the knives. Flash to set it up as well. The Odin spam. Fnatic, one of the best at really maximizing the usage of that gun. So many layers to their setup. I mean, there's a bit of a breather in this moment here, but
स्क्रीन में फिल्टर लगाकर
it's
एक्सपोजर
up to
बढ़ा दो
Loud to explore, take some risks, see if they can take
देखो
shot or
क्या
two. I
कर रहा है वो
love the
करके देखो
re-clearance.
And if Loud are going to play patiently like this, they are opening themselves up to re-clear strategies. That's a nice recon dart that finds value, and a missed shot by Durka.
Hello.
There is still a
Chances.
possibility in this round.
Definite chances. And
Oh,
look
you
at this
skid.
Chronicle. It's just distracting the entire time.
Ouch.
More than that. Earned himself the kill. Shorty running him down. It's Leo finishing him off with the shockies. Okay.
Durka was set at 1-5 before this round began and hits an astounding operator shot to open things up and make it very difficult for
हाँ ये
Loud.
फिर भी ठीक है. This is better.
It was the
He spots
I
his
think-
spot
Sadak
the first
initially
time.
goes to the
ए
repeat. and just
इतना
shoots.
saturation मत बढ़ाओ मेरे viewers मुझे मारेंगे. लाल लाल देख के.
And woe betide Loud if Durka comes online. Because at the moment he's, working around in mid, not being offered too much. He's gotten one op shot onto less on the jump.
देखो अभी सही है guys.
And one kill there onto
Full
Aspas.
screen करती हूँ.
In his face. Hard pressed. Didn't get much done here.
ऐसा दिख रहा है देखो.
Very early drop.
Durka's going to make a go of this. Yep, straight through. It's
What a
pinpoint
थोड़ा
accuracy.
brightness
Lovely
थोड़ा सा
punish
कम
to
कर
the
देते.
drone. He's in the moment plays for the instant reaction from Loud.
Look at the fight over Heaven here.
Gaining the side as well over towards Heaven. I mean, it's Alpha who really shuts this one down. 2 years, you really want to keep going for this. Spam into the corner, the coverage. Sadak has got his teammates back here. Paranoia now being held, and they are set up
ये
for
कम
it.
कर रहा है क्या?
3 versus
देखो अभी
3.
पीछे देखो.
Lit up though.
नहीं
Here's
रे
the
बहुत
Hunter's
लाल
Fury
लाल है
on
आँखों में चुभ रहा
Orthodox
है.
with the angle. Damage is
थोड़ा
being done. It's followed them right into them, straight through Tree.
Yeah,
Leo, it's magnificent.
अभी देखो.
What a placement towards him. 2 years. There's so much more to
ये ठीक
do
है.
here. Left in the clutch.
सही लग रहा है.
1v3.
और थोड़ा सा
No easy
brightness
fight.
बढ़ाओ और
Not for
contrast
him,
बढ़ा दो.
Not in that instance here. That is
हाँ, अभी
just
contrast
beautiful. Leo's utility and ult in that round was massive.
And for Fnatic to recover that situation after Loud had made a nice reaction, double pushing through Heaven. I don't know if you spotted it. Sadak's wallbang is ridiculous.
हाँ ये
If
ठीक
we're
है.
going to catch a
Okay.
glimpse of this. The opening fight, though,
Okay guys, I
off the
fixed
back of
it.
this
I mean,
silver drone,
approved it.
magnificent. They know that Loud have been going for 4-1 strategies
रंगीन
a
हो गया
lot.
screen. अभी
Is the
ठीक है
opening
ना
we
यार.
talked
हाँ
about,
ना अभी
Brendan,
सही है.
applied
अभी
a
सही
ton of
लग रहा है.
pressure early on.
अबे पता नहीं यार क्या issue था. I
Sadak's got a
think
wallbang angle
window
that goes
capture
through.
को setting
Oh,
करनी
no,
पड़ती
so
है.
deep. Yeah.
That's Alpha's reaction to getting wallbang there. Take a look at
Alpha,
that one
yo,
back.
let's
In a VOD review or
go.
थोड़ा
something.
saturation
Apply
अभी
it to
भी
your ranked
ज़्यादा है.
games.
कम करूँ?
That's nasty.
देखो ना ज़्यादा लग रहा है क्या तुम्हें?
थोड़ा सा
He's still
चुप तो रह दो
flowing,
आँखों में.
enough for weapons
लाल
either
लाल.
side, same smoke. They're
दुपट्टा.
having to back away here. A lot of noise being made by Loud into mid. But this is a half that is, at this point, really getting away from them.
They're trying these A splits fairly frequently, but
ये ठीक रहना चाहिए.
usually it's been the majority coming through main.
They can change the setup.
Adjust कर लेंगे चलेगा.
Smokes here.
अभी के लिए
Bit of
चलेगा.
line fire.
But I love this call from Sadak. He knows that Althea has the lockdown, so he's going to be wanting to play with it towards tree. So if you're doing A split on them, then you control the tree area, at least if you're able to get through to the site.
अभी भी ज़्यादा है.
2 years. I'm towards Heaven looking for info.
Sorry.
He's looking specifically for Durka. Is the operator on A? Are we going to be able to get in?
But on mid not smoked though.
और कम करो. मैं बताती हूँ
Yes.
कितना
Bad
कम
jump
करो.
peek again, that's twice.
Yeah. Punished for it.
ये तो legit T-bone की screen दिख
Durka
रही
the
है मुझे.
precise timing that he was looking
कम
for.
करो.
Flash.
80 करो.
Trying to take this one. Nade at the feet of Alpha though. Got to back away.
ठीक है.
Quite stand still. Paranoia a bit delayed here. Fnatic
Yes,
are going to be
I
more than ready. Alpha. Well, he's going to fall there. Aspas. Plenty more left to do. Durka running him down. He's hunting.
Yikes!
Damage
Dark!
definitely done, and there's still the coverage.
Dark!
Just using Sadak as a piece of bait. Look at him running away all the way back around through to A main to try and
crossfire.
connect.
They've got now is going to be quite
बहुत अजीब लग
brutal,
रहा
but
है.
it's
क्या?
just again.
ए अभी सही है.
Angles being
मुक्का
spammed
मारूँ.
here. Leo, intelligence with it. Aspas might just be still taking control of the entirety
Crosser
of
तो
this
danger
round.
लग रहा है
3
भाई
so
इसका.
far. And surely enough damage is done. Leo is left to do it. What can he find? Spike ticking away. Enough chances for it. So Loud. Stemming the
Dude.
bleeding. It's 5-5, making it nice and even.
Patch patch.
And a fantastically called round there. Love the idea of putting pressure into an A split with many more players towards Catwalk. It's this kill, though, that really matters. That's the lockdown removed. And then this too, as Durka was so hungry to try and punish Sadak. Yeah, that's the kind of play that's going to make Mini a little bothered. Durka potentially hoping that some of his team had his back as he was sprinting forwards. Now you still have the lockdown to contend with. Cowanzine has an answer for it this time. What do we see?
Interesting angle here.
Yikes.
What is that?
Durka knows it.
How has that gotten a kill?
Durka just watching down for it, but I mean, Aspas peaks that with the updraft ahead of the round. Not even
वो
spotting this one out.
updraft
Still
क्या उसका
holding
भी नहीं
it.
दिखा पता है.
As there are attempts
उसने
made,
dash
someone's
on
trying
किया
to
ना
take
उसका
back,
दिखाया
back
projection
control.
उसको.
Ripped away. This is a round that is looking
Amazing.
pretty much sealed up. It's desperation on every single corner of the map. Less to cheeky one. One more player to deal with, that's Chronicle. Just hunting for him. Chronicle shuts that one down.
2 players spotted here for Quarantine. And a third for Durka very quickly coming over. This round has fallen to pieces instantly. It feels like there have been many of these moments where Fnatic's early round ideas just find a pick and suddenly they're in a massively advantageous spot. For Loud, the win condition is being able to survive with a few players, even to make the rounds winnable. Could
Yikes.
Quarantine do anything here?
No way.
Almost.
Almost hitting it, but yeah.
2
Durka knows the angle to
GM
fire.
का मुक्का.
Straight through it.
Loud are still going to have a fairly decent economy heading into the final round here of the first half.
Oh,
What is
They
that?
can't.
I don't understand.
ऐसे
It looks
थोड़ी
like it's in his
देखेगी.
toes.
Yeah, I mean, just insane reaction times. And I mean, Durka started this game off with a slow beginning, but now
पप्पी को बिठाओ भाई ऐसे.
Did
फोटो
we miss
खींचो.
the fact that Aspas had no armor or something?
पप्पी को दिखाओ Loud
Just
versus
don't
Fnatic.
get that.
उसको
Look,
देखो
puppy.
उसको देखो देखो तो देखो
लपूसा
उसको
पप्पी. लपूसा पप्पी है
That's
तू.
tough last chance here
Lapu.
in the first half.
लपूसा
Look at Loud
पप्पी.
holding so far back, ready for some kind of fast play.
लपू.
All at tiles, but not wanting to move forwards into mid or B
Pizza
lane at
Papu.
all.
पप्पी तुझे मैं कुछ नहीं बोलूंगी कभी तू प्यारा है
Pick of it, Durka.
तू Fnatic
हाँ,
versus
ये
Loud
तो
देख.
तू सिल्वर है पर कोई टेंशन नहीं है
Rescue them all.
तू मेरा पपी
Absolutely.
है
Unfortunate not to
कोई
get
बात
away with it
नहीं.
here. The Loud want to
तो
cancel,
उसको
they're
देखो.
go for this. I mean, time still on
अबे
their
वो
side.
सिल्वर.
Ult earned for Sadak, but they don't have the player advantage.
भाई ये
Looks
बिल्ली
like
ब्रॉन्ज
they're
से
trying to
तेरे से आगे
send
निकल.
this one still, like, utilities
शक्ल
there.
देखो
Hunter's
उसकी.
Fury to the back of the side, but what Angus going to watch for? They're going to try and get themselves into
No,
this
भाई, क्या
one.
पप्पी?
Dodging, juking. Oh,
Uh-oh.
Sadak's gone down. A friendly fire. Dropped to his knees. That's a spike out in the open, and there needs to be an attempt to really make this any sort of go with this. 50 seconds here. Position gained once more by Chronicle. I mean, he's repositioned
Busy.
towards the back of the side. I don't think Loud are going to be aware of this.
अरे
No,
विंसी
I don't think so. Chronicle might have made the play here to win the round.
ए सिल्वर मेहंदी.
And switch still.
अरे,
Angel's one out, but yeah, there's Chronicle.
चोची.
Finally, fight back towards the back of the sides. He gets his own
हाय
hole rip.
भाई इसे.
30
क्यों नहीं
seconds
देखता
remaining.
ये
This is
ऐसे
Loud
बैठ
just
के
getting
बिल्ली के
bogged
जैसे.
down entirely. Spam into the corners.
Great shot.
We want to win.
Boasters in though.
Cycle
लपूसा
smoke.
पप्पी है.
Here's the taps. I'm going to be committed. Extension towards around here, but still that lockdown is brutal, and you can't really break that one easily. Lockdown for a lockdown. But every player here lit up! Like beacons here, points them towards it. Still, the lockdown's going to go off. There's no chance to break it! Alpha gets his down. Loud just corralling him and pushing him.
भाई ये डिस्ट्रैक्ट कर रही है मुझे
That's it, 6-6.
What an incredible recovery from Loud. Less making the play towards Market, but it's the recon from Quarantine that collects two.
Quarantine good half
कुछ तो
This is a
सेटिंग चेंज
6-6
कर रहा था भाई डर
half
के.
already.
जोन नहीं
Loud looking better than the time that they played Ascent at lock-in finals. This is deliberate, so that Sadak can get revived to full health.
That is insane.
That's unbelievable.
That is actually
What
insane.
unbelievable?
I've
Even
never
Meow
seen that
does it.
before. I mean,
खुद को
at
मॉली
least
कर
I
दी
assume it
मैं.
was.
उठाओ मुझे उठाओ.
Yeah, I mean, I
अरे
was
इसको
assuming it was
देखो.
deliberate, but yeah, maybe not. I don't know. But cheeky.
200
Anyway,
IQ.
that is it for the first half, of course. Let's send it down. We heard from Alfie a little bit earlier.
I'm happy because we stand up the playoffs, and I mean we played like really good on also group stage, but it is like 60% from us on the group stage, and they will see 100% in
मस्त
playoffs.
वाले भाई इसके
When I saw Boston
अच्छे लगे
like this,
मुझे
I'm getting hyped because I didn't see before. Like it was really good match, and he take like 5 or maybe 4 clutch. It was good, and the performance was really good today from Boster. And yeah, that's what we expect from IGL.
2v2. Bianca and Yosemite still standing. Bianca to be cut off from this though. He can't quite get involved here. The spray not connecting, and Alpha staying on the defuse. You gotta put your life on the line for this. No one stopped him. They still can't stop him.
I will be happy if I take third trophy because I'm the 18 years old, and I will be extra happy because I'm
18
taking
है.
this trophy with this team. They are really good friends and they are really good person.
ये 18-year-old है, इसको देख के लगता है he's
Most about that
18.
as well as, you know, Alpha saying they're playing at 60% in the group stage.
तुम
For
players
playoffs,
को
you're gonna
शक्ल से
see
उनका age
100.
judge करना
That
बंद
is
करो और
अरे
just-
game
but
I mean,
no,
that's just
I'm
frightening.
actually
If you're
complimenting
hearing this as
because
well, heading forwards, I mean, Fnatic already look like
Like,
they are
12
just
साल का
on
लगता है
a
क्या?
warpath to get to
तुम्हें
that
देखो।
grand finals. To try and,
करो
you know,
यार।
a chance
14
to make history for
चुप करो।
themselves.
14
And yeah, I mean,
Literally
if they
14
haven't
साल।
been playing up to top potential, what more are we going to see? And at least
खुद
still,
को देखा है?
it's even.
फोटोज
for
देखी
now.
आज की अपनी?
It is.
सबसे
And I think
छोटा कौन है?
Fnatic made a great job of being
Height?
able to recover after
Height?
that 0-4 start that they
हाइट
had.
की बात नहीं कर रही हूँ
And yet
मैं।
Loud
सबसे छोटा
still
कौन है?
scraped some rounds
मुझे
together
नहीं
towards
बात
the end to make this a fantastic attacking half. When Loud were at their best playing this composition, their attack sides
कुछ
were always
छोटी सी
good,
लप्पू है।
but their defense could not
ए,
be
जुएन।
cracked. Fnatic
मुक्का ही
are gonna have
मारूंगी
to
यहाँ
come
से
out
तो।
with some masterclass
बताऊँ
rounds
अब।
from Bosa,
टॉल हूँ
some
मैं कुछ
huge
लोगों से।
plays from the
ऐसा नहीं है
players
कि सबसे ही
to be
शॉर्ट
able
हूँ
to
मैं,
win
नहीं
this
हूँ
one.
ऐसा।
It
तुम
does
अपने
look
पपी
like
से टॉलो
Loud
बस।
पपी को
setup
बीच में मत लाओ।
potentially
बस
to
पपी
take
से
the
टॉलो।
first map.
पपी को बीच में
That's a
मत
hard
लाओ।
ask
तो
against a
तुम बस
team
साइड में
like
पपी को रख के उससे
Fnatic.
टॉलो।
Dodging initial waves of utility. Here's the turret. Just trying to slowly lay claim to B main, but the shock dart actually. Bit
That's
of damage
huge
done. It's
damage.
chunked him, hasn't it?
Durka is very weak. The recon as well. Nobody broke
Breaking
it.
They still want to commit to this. Yeah, it's disjointed still. Recognized. Nade towards their feet. Durka separated from the rest of his team, but luckily enough time board. He can get themselves into the
Yikes.
side. Very low though. And yeah,
Yikes.
with all that damage being done,
फटने का
it's
सादा
easy pickings, isn't
बैठा
it?
रहा।
Loud now earning their spot. There's a flank attempt at the same time, straight through B main. And this is Fnatic, surrounded all avenues, all fronts. One section of the side don't need to force it.
Ay,
These sides,
Aspas.
falling. It has cracked
Baby
open a
girl.
potential chance.
Nice.
Aspas grasps it.
Yo,
A flank from Brian.
Flanking jet.
Really paying off.
yo.
Both pistol rounds go the way of Loud.
This is GT.
and both looking
Edits. Hope you
quite
remember me.
simple
Of
for
course,
Fnatic.
I do.
That
Of
one
course, I do.
just designed to be a bit of a B hit, with Chronicle using his KO utility to fake
भाई
where
ये
they could be presence on
इनके
A.
लेस का
But
एम बहुत
frankly, the
क्लीन है
recon
भाई।
dart just broke the
Killjoy जो है
entire
इनका
thing.
लाउड
Big
का।
mistake from Fnatic there. Cow and
दोनों Killjoy
Zine
mains insane
had
है भाई।
almost won the round before we even saw a gunfight.
बहुत स्ट्रांग है इन पे।
All of the chip damage, the recon giving away what the plan was, and Loud completely collapse. Onto Fnatic, taking away the second pistol.
तुम ये मैप खत्म होगा।
Very good
इस
form.
बार कस्टम में आओगे 5 मिनट।
Needs to be the
Thank
case
you.
if you're going to be
मुझे
trying to hold
टॉप
a
मिड
candle
से
to some of these
जंप पिक
Fnatic
करना
players.
सीखना है। तुम लोअर मिड से ऑफ
Know that
लगाना।
they're capable of it.
मैं टॉप मिड से जंप पिक करूंगी।
Okay.
Minor, you know,
और
fall
फिर
from grace
तुम भी
ever so
ट्राई करना
slightly
टॉप
for
मिड से
Loud.
बिना
They've
मरे
regained
जंप
their
पिक
footing
ऑपर
ever so slightly at this
चेक
event.
करने के लिए।
Okay.
But they've
मिडलिंग
got to
वाला
keep it
भी
going.
मिडलिंग और शॉर्ट वाला भी चेक करेंगे
And
ठीक है?
remember, this Fnatic
Okay.
team can be beat. We saw it before when they were having a rough day in the EMEA finals.
Feels like teams are almost forgetting that as well.
Hold on.
Fnatic
Okay.
are
मुझे
reaching
एक
the
बारी
level of
edited version भेजो ना.
tolerance where you're showing so much
Please.
respect, yeah. To a certain degree.
Before uploading.
Tucked into mid here.
देख लो भाई.
Nice
Aspas,
Aspas.
lots of chances to farm up some of these kills.
मैंने भाई बेट कर रखा है
Henry
इस
finding
पे।
them. Hook, line,
ये
sinker.
अपने ट्विच पॉइंट्स लगा रखे हैं भाई लाउड पे। जल्दी जीत जाओ भाई ये मैप। बहुत पैसा मिलेगा मुझे।
Very clean. Do Loud have some kind of
which
strategy
points
here?
are there?
Oh my goodness, immediately we're seeing Aspas on the operator.
Okay.
I was looking, okay, maybe, you know, there's some kind of set play, maybe a flash and dash play, or some kind of spam from Cowanzine. It looks like the op is
कुछ
going to
गलत
be
नहीं
the
है।
win condition protect.
हाँ,
Oh,
कुछ
no,
गलत
they've
नहीं
actually
है।
swapped it up.
ठीक है, ठीक
They've sold
Which
it,
points
gone
है
for a
Valorant
Marshall,
channel के भाई?
and instead have
बिगड़ा हुआ बच्चा नहीं
Brightness थोड़ी
होगा।
कम नहीं है.
a
Brightness
rifle.
कम है.
So not wanting to put all of their eggs in
मैप
this
के बाद
round,
चेंज करता है भाई। करो चुप करो
not
अभी
wanting
सब
to do
चुप करो।
economical damage to
देखने दो
themselves
ये
if
मैप।
they're not able to convert the bonus.
Just making it a true bonus.
Fnatic on this map usually extremely diligent. Going to be using Chronicle's utility, like this 0 point he's just thrown, to make sure every piece of the map is methodically taken away, squeezing the defenders further and further backwards until they can hit a side exec. What an
So
interesting
this is
bounce
okay,
start this is
okay,
gonna be
okay,
for A-side.
ठीक है.
I think that lands at the
Gucci.
back of Jenny, but no, thinking against it.
Take flight.
Sorry.
Drone.
जो.
Now a chance to get into the side as well for Fnatic. Clear in the corner there with the drone itself. Sadek's able to just stand his ground and spam through that angle, but eventually they hit a reload and finally cross into the side. Plan starting to go down here for Chronicle. Shark Dart's ever so slightly off the mark. Paranoia, does that cause any sort of attempt to try and get into this one?
भाई ये smoke देखो
My
under है.
God,
हाँ।
raining bullets back and forth, hoping
Defenders
for
क्या
a
है?
chance. Smoke still in their face though. Until
Yup.
that dissipates, it's going to be hard
सारे
pressed to really
crossfires
find
तोड़ने के
anything.
लिए।
Traded out. Fight being taken still dose. That main control. Beautiful smoke to try and cross into
Whoa.
this one for
Nice
Loud here.
shot.
2 years. He's cut this one
ये सब smoke
entirely.
तुम कर सकते हो
Leo
जब off
brought
पे
down
अपने
and
पे
out.
retake
Still
के लिए,
tucked
main
close to the
management
corner.
के लिए।
Boaster alive and kicking with the rest of his team to help him out and bail him out. There's not too much else he can
Thank you.
do.
Oh, Tucker! Backpedaling, 90-degree flick. Takes out less to finish the round.
गंजी हो गया
I do
हूँ
really
guys.
like that smoke from Tui's to get back in through
और ऐसा
door.
मारूंगी।
That's actually a smoke that I first saw Boaster using. I believe he was the person to innovate that kind of way of getting back in on retakes. So using it against him, very cute idea. But Loud not quite being able to pull off the retake there. Fnatic held strong, got themselves in a nice spot. And did a small amount of damage on the bonus round, but not too much. Loud are going to be coming into this one though with Aspas set up in B main, op in hand. And a very similar approach from Fnatic. Get Durka fairly deep and then rely on the KO utility. Here comes that 0 point to take A main control.
Meanwhile, though, there was a drone out towards B main, and it's getting that line-of-sight angle here for Aspas. All the information does not hit the jump spot, though. Good info
भाई
gathered.
रुक जा।
At least for it, still that
Yo.
attempt of a fight here. Sadak falling.
What a
Nice
cool
going,
dart.
dude.
That dart is only useful if Loud were fighting back over A main.
Watching for it, though. As soon as Boaster goes
Yo.
down, you know there's some safety
Bad.
towards it.
Recon. अबे सही
Play
है?
it on top of this utility. A chance
नहीं।
to fight over this one. How did he
Attackers
get one
कर
all
रहे
the
हैं।
way?
हाँ।
It's unheard of.
Kawanzi
Close
needs
the
to hold
corner.
until Aspas gets
That
it.
gets cleared. I mean, Leo, this brain's too big for me. He's left it down to Aspas. It's a 1v2 with the door closing. Still got a dash here.
The spike has not got into
It
sight.
hasn't crossed into main.
Alpha has turret to be able to peek.
Played this one well. Dash now fading on top of that one. Dart has to respect it and back around the corner in case the spam is there. Lovely util. Just to
30
cover it so
seconds
Alpha
left.
can cross. Rifle picked up.
Spike
Not supposed to make
planted.
anything of this one. How did Fnatic play this? Feels like a crossfire setup. Too much to clear for Aspas.
Please नीचे check कर ले अपने।
Looking for the first opening. It's a shot in the dark though, with Leo's
Ui!
position down into hell. Has to be
Muffin!
excellent.
Whoa!
Aspas
चुप करो चुप
isolated
करो।
it. 5 HP though.
मफिन
And a swing
Yeah.
from Leo.
मैं स्क्रीन शेयर कर रही हूँ उस पे
And the
देखो।
semblance of danger,
तो
get it
पहले ही
out of
बता
your
रही हो
mind.
मुझे।
Definitely thought there was a chance there that Aspas was going to be able to pull a miracle out in the
Oh,
1v2.
Fight ऐसे देखो fight के
Against
मुझसे।
probably the two safest
मफिन
players
को
that
बोल
Fnatic
वो
have in those
भी
kind of spots.
गंजी हो जाए। I'll buff is real फिर
It's a great
लड़की
attempt by
कॉल
Les.
करके
This one
बोलेंगे
really
हम।
what broke Loud's back
वो
though.
तो भाई उसने सबसे पहले आइडिया पिच
Kawanzi
किया
holding
है।
towards switch and Leo
क्या?
is so good for getting those
गंजा होने
final
का।
2 kills.
और
The
क्या भाई
clearance
सारे
towards
गंजे
switch
players
is
अच्छा खेलते हैं
excellent.
जेट।
जैसे
This
जैसे
is the
One
round that
करके।
breaks Loud's economy.
माँ वो लोग
Aspas
अभी
had
तो
invested
डीमन
in
वन
an
के बाल आ गए।
operator.
अब
It's not
मुश्किल है
a
फिर
fast
उसके
play
लिए।
towards tiles. Instead, Aspas just
इसलिए
walks
नहीं
into
मारा हो
mid.
तुम कह रही हो क्या?
Fnatic have been putting so
हाँ।
many resources into taking A control. They haven't been watching mid.
He's tucked down into this corner as well, crouched down. I don't believe this is ever going to get spotted.
Has
Boaster-
Boaster seen anything?
No. Haven't seen a thing.
आसपास
trying to
एक
punish
मस्त
Alpha,
सा
I
kill
think,
निकाल
in
दे
this
भाई
position.
top mid का या mid lane का please।
0 point
Peek
finds
attempt.
2.
They hear the drop though. Aspas hears it. Boaster tucked to the corner, and a shot's
Ah,
landing.
yeah.
Aspas is in danger.
पीछे आ जा पीछे आ
More
जा।
than that.
Oh, beats the movement.
noob।
Aspas normally a movement
Ah,
god
fuck.
on Jet, just got tangled up inside arches there. Trying to escape, you saw what he was going for.
Yeah, that would have run.
But with him not being able to escape, the chances of Loud winning this round plummet.
That's really where the danger was lying, with the blade storms in his hand. It would have to be insane shots, I think, from some of these Loud players, and sort of squeeze being put onto less.
Who do you think is going to win this
Many
map,
players
guys?
about to meet him.
30 seconds left.
Gambles on the wrong side.
And Muffin look, of course.
Loud.
Loud.
There, smoke to cover it up
This
here,
map
vulnerable
loud.
up, but it does
Oh.
not matter. Not when you're hitting shots like this. Less. He's calm with the aim. Enough to rattle two of those shots off.
ये
No
round भी
util into
actual
the
में
corner.
जीत
That's the
सकते हो
old
लोग।
off for Chronicle.
Never mind.
He's leading the charge, and the rest of his team, he wants to never go with it. Time though. Running short to get themselves onto the side and get that
10
plant
seconds
down.
ठीक है कि ult use हो गया है।
Chronicle took that fight on 15 HP.
HP भी नहीं है
If
उसको।
Kawanzi had
Next
landed
round
a
के लिए
body
ult आ रही है।
shot, he's not to his
मैंने
knees.
twist पे।
Post-plant positioning though is good for Fnatic.
अच्छा angle है Chronicle का।
Hello,
Strike
bullet.
अच्छा है।
B main control. Oh, angle. being spammed. South up back inside of this one. Semi-clear, they don't really know how to really approach it here. Loud, good nade to clear it out, but here's Chronicle. Definitely, yeah. Strikes from behind, syncs it up with the rest
क्या
of his team.
चला रही है
Fnatic
मुंह पे ब्रश
taking the lead now in the second
मेकअप का
half.
ब्रश बहुत
This Fnatic
सॉफ्ट है
team is so dangerous.
तो
At any
अच्छा लग रहा है
point, any
तो
one
इधर-
of their players can just turn up
रुको मैं
and win them around. The danger
Nice.
of having a super team, a genuine super team. Loud though with their economy back in their grasp, lockdown on both sides. Aspas at the top of the scoreboard, I think, has got to be a difference maker. They've been using the drone to set him up on B main. Fnatic have not usually been playing there. This time, everyone's in tiles.
Tara to try and take a bit of earlier contact here. I believe a lineup being spotted.
Nice
And in
lish.
fact, even the dart on top of this. Not enough damage being done though.
Durka got caught, scaling up mid, activated the alarm bot, and less was good for it. They were trying to get a set play where the Jet is kind of entering through market, but there was nobody to try and help. Durka was taking
मैं
that
booster
space
का
based on
movement देखूंगा।
everyone being funneled towards the distraction in B main.
नशे हो रहे हैं ना देख के
And last hit through awareness to be able to
हाँ
do
ना?
it.
पूरा गोल
It really
घुमा है।
limits your opportunities. You have to split through mid.
नशेड़ी है भाई ये शॉट पे अल्ट मारने वाला है
Sadak, all eyes on him. Currently at the bottom of the scoreboard
press
here.
कर
So
दिया।
he's
एल्प फायर
so to try and slow them down. He does
मारेगा वो
that
अल्ट आगे
at
जाके
least. Knife was good, wasn't broken. A flood attempt in 2 years.
Nice
Dropping down
outpush.
here.
और 3 स्टैक्ड है भाई ये लोग
नहीं बे।
Surely, but yeah, I mean, being picked apart here still.
Yo!
And Chronicle
ओह
almost with the 3-piece. Shut down in the end. Pop flash round the corner. Has to be respect being
Muffin?
shown. Battling through.
Sorry,
Drop down
तुम्हारी
to the
screen
corner,
बहुत
and his
गंदी दिख रही
angles
है
are
मैं और को
impeccable by
दिखाती हूँ
Fnatic.
राउंड के बाद
Covers in dropping down though. Still
ऐसी
with the
दिख रही
Odin.
है
Anticipating the re-peek. Plenty of bullets left standing yet. How does Leo hit
मैं
it?
नहीं देती रिएक्शन
Well, it's a
चुपचाप
1v1.
देखती
रोज
हूँ
हम लोग देखते हैं ना तुम्हारी वॉच पार्टी में हम लोग
Is he
कल से
gonna
अपने
expect
अपने
this?
स्ट्रीम पे देखेंगे
Less
मैं नहीं देखूंगी तुम्हारी वॉच
On the
पार्टी
heels, but straight from the flank. This is so unusual. No way. It's being watched for less. Only needed the
स्ट्रीम
one,
करो
and he hits it. 9-9.
Loud had the read on what was happening there. It
तुम
was
सच में गुस्सा
almost
हुए थे
an incredible play by Chronicle.
मजाक
It
में
already
बने।
was incredible being able to line 2 of them
क्या?
up from that position.
सच में
Jenny.
गुस्सा हुए थे मजाक
और
में
They
नहीं
got
तो
into
क्या
the site with
और
boosted
ऊपर कोई
smoke, which
कोई
blooms and
देखो ना
offers them
अजीब सा आ रहा है
opportunities.
पर ठीक है ठीक
But
तो
less
रोज हम लोग
opens,
ऐसे ही
less
देखते हैं
closes.
नहीं
Thanks to the
क्या
damage that
नहीं?
Kawanzin had already done.
रोज हम लोग तुम जब भी
Every one
मैच
of these
स्ट्रीम करते हो
rounds
ऐसे ही
is coming
देखते हैं हम
down
लोग
to a tiny margin.
तो करके दो मुझे
Somebody making a huge play.
फिक्स करके देती हूँ बट
tiny
मेरा ऐसा
mistake
नहीं
on
होता
the
खाली
other
तुम्हें
side.
ऐसा दिखता है
Quality
सच में
Valorant that we're
फिक्स
spotting
करके
here.
देती हूँ तुम्हारा मेरे को
Going
नहीं
into
पता
the
क्या
next,
इशू
Sadak
है
has a judge online towards
अरे
A
मैं
main.
बता रही हूँ तुम्हारे भी ऐसे ही दिखता है
Fnatic's
तो
utility is normally good enough to
पूछ
push
लेना कल
players
सबसे
out of
नहीं
these
दिखता
spots.
मेरा सच
See
में
what Sadak's plan
तुम्हें
is.
बड़ा पता है तुम खुद का देखती रहती हो ना स्ट्रीम
Not too sure.
Deliberately makes a footstep, looking to try and bait out utility early. He wants to make it feel like there's pressure in this situation. 0 points already been used. So now Sadak sneaks back in.
Yeah, close. Rip to the corner here. Just got to spam wildly into the smoke and pray for a kill as well. It could be on either side, either direction. 2 hits. Can't calm down the aim in time, and Dirk is just far too clean with it. Still, TPing up towards the box here. Poster brought down. Hunter's Fury is a real thorn in their side and more.
What a
Damage being
catch.
done. Beautiful kill onto Durka.
Lockdowns on both sides. Does Alpha decide to use it? He's in position.
Yeah, close to the corner here. So any answer
Eh,
used on either side. Just a lockdown to clear out the site.
I mean, both teams have to leave.
They have to respect it.
It's much better for the retakers here.
भाई लियो
Things here, maybe forces the issue ever so
Oh,
slightly.
nice.
Still loud.
डोर बंद है क्या
Regaining control. They have the front section of the
One-
site.
हाँ।
Use is being used.
हाँ
Aspas.
खोले खोले
Already
सही है
confused actually by less. He's just
सही
sticking
है
this one all the
बट
way
डिफ्यूज चल रहा है
through.
डिफ्यूज
But
कर
still, not
Peek.
enough done, even with the kills flowing.
There's no way Fnatic expect less to be sticking that the whole time. I just don't believe it. Fnatic thought that they'd done enough there to scare the final player off the defuse, I think. Aspas still had both cloudbursts up, by the way, decided not to use them. And the recon dart just gives less all the info.
Yeah.
That Leo is not going to be contesting that. He knows the positioning of the final player towards Tree. Amazing decision making. And another round that comes down to a slim margin. You You can't separate these two teams here on Ascent. Whether that's going to be the case heading deeper in the map pool, we'll have to wait and see. But this was Loud's map pick for a reason, and there was a lot of doubt. I was doubting, so were you, so was Bala on the desk. We were thinking, hey, send him to Haven. You've got the best chance there. You look the best. But Loud have got some serious opportunities to win this map. The unfortunate part for them is that everybody fell in that round for Loud, apart from less. And their economy was already on very tenuous footing. These rounds have been won on such tiny, tiny differences that Loud's economy is now in a very rough spot.
With them taking the lead, and yeah, it's a packed house here at the Shrine.
You with your pink bag.
Opening playoff matches, and a banger map to get things started already.
But look at the economy.
It is. It's a bit brutal, isn't it?
Are we really going to see Loud taking a save round after winning? Certainly looks like it. Such a rarity. Sadak's actually forcing with the judge. But I assume he's going to, you know, use none of his utility and still have 3,300 to buy in the next round. Or 3,200, I suppose. Maybe he's relying on a kill.
Fnatic eager to just not give anything away. Slowly waiting this one out. First few seconds. Lineups in order.
Loud के पास पैसा अच्छा जीते हैं but
Out here.
पैसा नहीं है.
Placing swarm grenade.
Wonder where that one's gonna land.
Classic में क्यों है ये बंदा?
Taken out.
I've also done the math wrong there, Brent. Sadak, if he loses this round, is only going to have 2,200 credits for the
Maybe
next.
he's just, I mean, he might just be forcing judges from here on out. I don't know.
I think that's his only hope.
Sometimes, you know, you're at the bottom of the scoreboard, you're like, guys, I give up. Using the judge, holding close corners. Nice exchange here. There's a real danger that Fnatic are going to run out of time. Down to just 30 seconds. Yeah, they've really taken their time with this one. Smoke's refreshed out towards tree.
Sadak could be the
Drone
difference
clearing
maker.
close. Sadak is close. Inside the smoke. The bullets. Only a few landing. He's
Smoke
weakened
हटने वाला, कुछ
here.
करने
There
वाली.
it is.
Nice
Time
रे.
to strike. And a
Nice.
fire into the corner.
Let's go.
Has surely done enough.
अभी तो तुम्हारे
Revealed
साथ
भाई.
and deleted. Everything
Nice
has gone
drone.
wrong for
Ah.
Fnatic.
क्यों पे लेके जज चला लो.
भाई.
I'm never going to doubt the judge force buy ever again, Brent.
क्या कुछ कंट्रोल ही
Sadak
नहीं
knew
लिया
what he was
फनेटिक
going
ने
for.
सिर्फ
He
मिड पे
was
बैठा हुआ
taking a
था.
risk there for
तुम चलो
sure.
जज यार.
But
उसने वो जाके
Don't
अलार्म
worst
बटन तोड़ा.
enemies, letting the clock work against them so
सिर्फ
poorly.
स्पैम करके आ गया भाई, देख ही ले.
You've got to be cautious when you're up against the weaker buys. You don't want to let anything slip. You don't want to give
Noob की
anything
तरह
away.
खेला भाई.
Try and, you know, poke out and see if a team is stacking or if they're getting up for anything. But yeah, I mean,
Big brain,
big brain. That's a little bit too cautious for my liking. But Loud, and the back's against the wall. The money,
मैं तुम लोग लाइट
just working with scraps.
अभी
They've
ओवन
earned
लेके
their
क्या कर रहा है?
मैं किसी के
chance.
साइड पे
I'm
नहीं हूँ.
off.
With that
Just
first pick,
want a better
Let's go
team
off,
to
off.
win.
setting the pace and the tone now for this.
You want G Phoenix to win? Better team.
Yeah.
Things starting to crumble now. Boaster calling a slow round, and then first death in the next. Does not bode well for Fnatic's chances of being able to recover this. They pulled the
Next
trophy
map
out of Loud's
Lotus है,
hands
Lotus.
in front of a Brazilian crowd by making the comeback from 11-3 down, denying the
Lotus.
reverse sweep. So anything is possible at any point in this match. Never count them out. But Loud have certainly got an advantage. Loud have certainly got the best opportunity at being able to close out map 1.
Oh yeah.
And especially Fnatic continue to
Smokes
have these slow-paced
nutty.
attack rounds. We're down to 45
अब
seconds, they
बताओ.
don't control A main.
They're going straight into Aspas again with the operator. Crouch tucked to the corner.
Flashes भी नहीं है अभी Chronicle पे.
Control being watched for.
एक recon है बस, so
Wanna pull
Leo
away, but
है
the
नहीं
read,
साथ
I
में
mean,
main
it's
पे
there
मरने
for
वाले
them.
लोग.
Here it is. There's got to be a shots landed here.
Oh, गया
Oracle
one.
पिटाई
takes
करते भाई
charge of the
आसपास मजा आ
situation, drop
जाएगा.
down to his knees. There's no real follow-up here. Seeking as well to try and get him back up, crossing to the side, but 20 seconds left into it. They do
Ah,
return
yeah,
with the
nice shot.
fire. It's Fnatic. Still need to get themselves into the site.
Alpha को भी low
Lot of
किया.
damage being done to them, and they are
ये तरह करा तो
down.
है.
There's 12 seconds remaining. They can't cross in.
10
Fnatic does the save.
seconds.
It's done!
अयो.
2 rounds in a row where Fnatic have run out of time.
कोई नहीं, बाकी 2 मैप फनाटिक जीतने वाली है,
12th
उसमें सबसे
round
ये
earned
मैप
here
लाउड
for
जीता है,
Loud.
2-1 हो जाए
One more will do it.
चलेगा.
What a setup from Loud, though, on that A side. They have Aspas holding from Dice, a player forwards as well, creating that pressure for whenever Aspas needs to get another bullet in the chamber. Look at Sadak there, how close and aggressive he's playing to put pressure on them and buy time for Aspas to get set back up.
Mawalo.
And Cowan Zine, when he uses his drone, tags both players.
का वीडियो
He managed to
अभी
get Durga
लाइट
and
सारी
Alpha, stop
भाई
both of them getting
और अब
into the
बुलेट
site.
आजकल तो कुछ भी बोल रही हूँ, पता है मैं
Unreal.
कुछ
Listen,
भी
Aspas is the heavy hitter at the top, but we are being treated
जो मुंह में आ रहा है
to
बोल रही हूँ मैं.
premium sober gameplay on either side.
इतना
Honestly,
तोतला
gonna be
इतना
singing the praises
तोतला
of
नहीं.
Leo, but Kawazine
Yeah.
is on one.
And also, Cowan Zine's a player that
Cowan
I've seen perform
Zine.
to incredible levels this year, but he's also gone missing for them. In
संगत
some
का
of their
असर
most important
ना हो पाए
matches
भाई.
where they lost in Tokyo,
संगत किसका
when they
संगत
looked a
भाई
bit
बताओ मुझे.
skew whiff
किसी
in
का
the
ऐसा
game against
संगत है ही
TRX
नहीं
to
जो
open up here
तोतलाता है.
at
मैं ही
Champions.
हूँ जो
If Cowan Zine's
तोतलाना
having a
चालू
great
कर देती
game,
हूँ
the
और
whole
संगत
system
फैलाती
works
हूँ.
so much better for Loud. Loud 12-9 up on their map pick of Ascent. Talked about it being a little weak for Fnatic, but even the teams at the bottom, even the map, sorry, at the bottom
अभी
of
वो
Fnatic's
तुम्हें
map pool,
बता ना.
they can still beat almost
संगत तो
anybody
मेरे
else in
साथ
the
रहोगे
world
तो
on them.
तुम तोतलाओगे बुलेट. सिंपल
This
है.
is putting them to the test.
ट्राई कर लो.
We're hoping for a good
करना है
game,
तो.
hoping for a challenge to Fnatic. We didn't want an easy coronation, nothing like it. Now they're making them work for it. Enough money to buy though for Fnatic here, all grouped up, setting their sights over towards B, or the util, set flying. Taken out, taken care of, Hunter's Fury close here, Aspas has not been removed, but finally there's an Anna Swarm tucked towards the side, he's got to dodge it, lovely
Yo.
by Alpha. Breaks open and cracks open the side entirely.
Well, a lot of people are looking towards Alpha, making his claim for another MVP kind of run from what he's done in the group stage and what he was able to do at Tokyo. And he's saving them here.
What?
Again, he saves them.
Yo.
Disgusting shot,
Ooh.
almost with a quick scope, but he's
Almost.
done enough in this round.
Oh.
He should have done enough, surely. Kawazine
Recon का वेट कर
beats
ले
all
चिचा.
down here.
Recon dart back in 3.
28 bullets. It's the dart, smoke in his face, makes it difficult to try and chew through. Everybody dodging towards the side here, nobody being revealed,
Manage
nobody
के.
lit up.
करेगा सेव कर ले भाई.
Really,
जा.
as he played this one, dodge to the side, 16 left in the
भाग
chamber,
जा
lovely
भाई.
beat by Boaster, so doesn't let Kawazine get away with too
Nice
much
round.
there. 10 to 12.
And as Loud know, the final rounds to put Fnatic away
चलेगा
are
वैसे
the
तो.
most difficult.
ठीक
Nobody
है.
knows that
तोतले बन जाओ फ्रेंड्स.
more than Loud.
खुशी
Nobody
खुशी.
has been hurt harder by that statement than Loud. And Alpha comes out with just a disgustingly good round.
That's nasty.
To be able to pull things back within 2. Once more, the Loud economy is getting squeezed. It feels like they've been winning, they've got that 4 in a row, and yet look at the buy that they're coming in with here to round 23. There's a Blade Storm and 2 hero rifles, but it's not a full rifle round.
लॉकडाउन है.
Another slow beginning for Fnatic. It's been biting them.
You think back to Loud's attack side, and sure, some of the rounds were defined within the first 10 or 20 seconds. But if Loud were ended up winning those skirmishes for map control, then they were in a nice spot to win the round overall. Whereas Fnatic are taking a much more slow-paced, diligent approach to how they clear out the map, and it is making the clock a serious factor.
Best thing to lock down into this one, this time showing a respect. It's allowed here despite the weaker guns, despite the economy being a bit broken. TPing into the back here, tucked to the corner though, where's the clearance? Lovely paranoia, Kawazine, yeah, out towards the open, Aspas! Where'd he pull those from?
I think just
कहाँ
updrafting
जाएगा ये?
over
सिटी
towards
से अपड्राफ्ट.
the spawn area, he's caught 2
Is
players
down.
trying to get through B.
I mean, this is now more than winnable. This could be it to seal the deal for map number 1, but still,
Alpha's at logs.
tucked into this position. And Alpha is going to have to be that difference maker. Dash, close to the corner, it's cleared out, Alpha! Beautiful
हाँ,
shot,
भाई
Boaster!
सही से check कर ले
He's gonna redeem
आसपास.
himself here. 2 years though is deep into Boathouse. 2 versus 2. Rifles gain a
Yikes.
purchase. Paranoia. It's a lovely connection. Cuts away on the sidelines. Leo
Nice.
is left wondering, where are they? Boaster with so much
Boaster!
more to do. This is for the map. 7
Movement
bullets.
सही कर
Dropping
ले.
down, a tap onto it less. Seeking to try and force the fight out.
निकाल
It's
देगा
played
Boaster.
to perfection. Boaster is just not losing clutches.
It's incredible the development that this guy has had. You heard him talk to Sadek about it before Champions began. This is a player that nobody wanted to pick up for a team. He had to make his own squad, and now he's there, leader of a super team, developing his own individual play to be able to answer openings like that against Aspas. He closes things out against another monstrous player, outplays less, making the clock his best friend.
Oh, here we go.
And we're into the final round.
The barrier's already down. Paranoid in the face of Aspas though, holding him with the op close to the corner. Fnatic!
Oh,
They're really rushing into this one now.
Yeah,
There's a punish
thodi.
by Kawazine again. Immaculate with a utility.
So similar to the pistol brand, they didn't break the recon.
So much damage done.
Cowan seems one away from getting Hunter's Fury online. They're hard anchoring B though with Aspas here. Fnatic have not really been mixing things up too much. Boaster's leg is spotted.
No punish though. Another tag here from the drone. Putting it into the common angles, and this is going to be chipping away at them. Look at Boaster.
भाई पिटाई खाली
Well, to
पोस्टर
have
ने
health.
फ्री की
what the fuck.
This is certainly going to be the most difficult round for Fnatic to win.
Spanner in the works, isn't it?
चढ़ जा भाई
No major ultimates to work with, no jet to entry and break crosshair placement. Players chip down weak. Loud still at full strength.
And they're set up for even
कर दिया
more than
भाई.
that. Another pick going their way. Boaster
बहुत
falling.
मुश्किल है फनाटिक के लिए राउंड
It's that one round that they need, and Loud.
सड़क थ्रो मत कर दे भाई हाँ बस बस दिले
Drop down, spotting him away. Hunter's Fury is all just being combined. Straight to the edge here. Don't believe it's stretching far enough. Yep, being avoided steadily, but 20 seconds remaining here for Fnatic. They got to get a move on here. Now flash!
Whoa.
Nice.
Magnificent! Leo with the most to do, but this
13
is it.
seconds.
It's curtains for map 1. Loud,
Delay.
fully in control.
GG.
Not a
GG go
chance in
next.
hell. Spike in nowhere, man. And Loud know it. They can feel it.
Anti.
A fantastic beginning to the series.
GG
Bofter.
Awesome start for Loud on Ascent. They really look like they're back on this map. Playing their comfort roles, playing the composition that they were the best in the world at. And up next, Lotus and Split, two maps where
Fnatic
they
का
won in the lock-in
Ascent
finals.
गंदा है ना.
Of course, this one though, flipped on its head. Anyone's game from here, but they've shown that Fnatic can bleed.
Absolutely. I'm so glad we got ourselves a barn burner, at least looking like it here. It's map number 1. We're
अबे
going to take
ये
a short break, but
ये
the
लोग
rest of the
शॉर्ट्स
series
पहन
right
के आए
after
हैं
this.
लाउड है क्या
जर्सी है इनकी मेरे को मेरे पॉइंट्स नहीं मिले प्रेडिक्शन वाले दो भाई
When you play an actual ranked game, it's 50 minutes, but how much are you actually shooting? With AimLabs, you can compete in over 1,000 tasks that will prepare you for
अब
any
average
scenario
जो
in
ना
any
इतना
game.
कह
With
ही
the new
रहा है
ranked
तो चलो
season, you play, you
करते हैं
get points,
AimLab.
you can compare yourself to your friends. With AimLabs' new one-to-one Valorant maps, you get instant feedback on how to get better crosshair placement, better peak efficiency. You can also instantly modify existing tasks with Discovery. Get started today by downloading the AimLabs for free and join millions of other satisfied players.
ब्राइटनेस फिक्स करो भाई मेरे से फिक्स नहीं हो रहा भाई मेरे को
Bringing in a new roommate to save
वीडियो
money,
वीडियो
is
में
that the
देखनी
plan?
पड़ेगी वो
But we
फिक्स
gotta
करने के लिए
find some way to save.
मेरे को
So
लगा
say hi
भाई
to
हो
Glenn
जाएगा
from work. Hey, that's my mom.
Yeah, I think I
obvious
have a much
डालूंगी
better plan. We switched to my plan from Verizon for just $25 per line.
And that price is guaranteed for
पीछे चलो
3 years.
All on the network we can count on.
It's a good plan.
It
पीछे
is a
चलो
good plan. Glenn, looks like
ये
we're not
चला
gonna
है
be
शायद
needing
साइड
you,
के रूम
so
का
I'll see you at
वो
work.
दरवाजा खोल दो
Oh, later, Glenn.
Save big with my plan, starting at just $25 when you bring your own phones. Guaranteed
चला है
for
क्या
3 years. It's your
तो
Verizon.
चला दो Hey. थोड़ा एम लैप प्ले अरे यार सूरी मैन तुम लोग सीधे मुंह तो बताते नहीं हो Hey! Yes. मैंने करा हेलो बात अरे यार अभी तक नहीं दिख रहा है क्या तुम लोग को ओह सॉरी
I'm here on stage with Coach Fraud. Massive win for you guys against Fnatic in Map 1. You know, what were basically some of the strengths that you felt like you guys had in that series versus Fnatic that allowed you guys to be able to pick up that big map win?
Fnatic's an excellent team. They're constantly adapting and making some changes. So I felt like for us, we were kind of aware of some of their like audible plays and stuff like that. So it was a big focus for us to try and get in their face a little bit, slow the clock down a little bit, make sure the time's in our favor. And you know, I think the guys did an excellent job of holding utility, having our communication up, and you know, just trying to cancel out other execs as much as we could.
Confidence up for map 2?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we know that Lotus, they're a very good team on that map, but I think we're the only team that's ever beaten them on that map. So hopefully to run it back.
All right, well, Coach Fraud, always a pleasure, my man. Appreciate you as always. Back to you guys.
Oh, the revenge match is on. As you guys heard from Fraud there, excellent all around for Loud. And Baller, honestly, after the first few rounds, it felt like Loud was just fully in control. And Baller being able to close that out as well without going OT was absolutely crucial for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first half set the tone. 6-6 is already fantastic on attack side. But like Fraud said, slowing things down, making sure people had their utility was exactly the key to counter Fnatic because they were playing very slow when it came to their attack side.
And Loud was excellent, in particular with the game plan, I think, in these pistol rounds to get that early momentum going. In both halves, I thought Loud came in with a really good idea. That second half pistol round, round 13 in particular, was so impressive to me, where they're stacking double backside, reading the B hit that was about to come in from Fnatic and completely punishing it. It feels like the best Loud that I've seen in quite a long time.
Yeah, and this is surprising given that Fnatic in the group stages was 80% on pistol win rates. It's been something that they've focused on a lot. And now you're seeing Loud in that Champions 2022 form where they were focusing on pistols a lot, where Fraud came into the team as an assistant coach back then, and they always have really good ideas. Although this one is a variation on one I've seen quite a few times, so surprised to see Fnatic be so slow and cautious on trying to retake in the backside in that situation.
But that's the thing, I feel like this was unlike Fnatic in a lot of those rounds, late rounds, where people are taking individual risks, getting punished, and Loud was able to take advantage of that and build momentum. Less managed to stick the spike in a 1v3 because there was a miscommunication
Ascent overall. I remember the game in group stage against DRX. It's just not been consistent throughout an entire series. This is phenomenal from him, though. I mean, we already saw some of the pistol rounds. Huge impact there. For Durka, I'm looking at a guy who had massive impact, I think, in that first half with his op, but couldn't get anything more than that going. And that was definitely a problem late in the game where he was struggling to get impact and honestly dying a lot in those first situations.
Yeah, those late rounds in particular, it came down to a lot of clutches with him and Boaster, with those guys who have been on this team forever. And it honestly felt like we were rewinding to Champions before, where Fnatic has had games slip away from them.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of that, though, they managed to bring it back to a 13-11 when Loud won both pistols and the first bonus.
Yes.
So not at the end or be all. And if we take a look at the aim lab shoot around right now and check in on Alpha Yebala, the player that despite his team losing on this map was giving his all.
Oh, I mean, he definitely was, you know, that Less versus Alphair battle was going on, and I was like, Alphair is absolutely destroying in this game. He is the reason why that was close at the end. You mentioned the 13-11 scoreline. It was because of some of those clutches that Alpha and Leo got. The patience that those two have and the communication that they have is insane. You can tell in the server, which is very impressive. I need to see him continue that on Lotus, and I think we will.
I think there's kind of two sides to saying, like, oh, wow, this was close. Like, right, you can say that Fnatic, they lost the pistols, they lost the bonus. It's great that they rallied it back to 13-11. Or you can look on the other side that Alpha and Leo were playing the way they did, and they still didn't win. But we're already into the Prime Gaming Agent select for Lotus. And like Fraud mentioned, Loud is the only team to have beaten Fnatic here.
Yeah, and this is Fnatic's home ground, Bala. If there's any place that they can come back into this series, it is Lotus.
Yeah, I think when you think back to that lock-in finals where Loud was able to take down Fnatic, I think that was a Lotus that was so much different. Fnatic has added so much more into this. The one thing I'll have to mention here, though, is we did see this Lotus from Loud in group stage. It looked okay, and they are adopting the Fnatic-esque comp without the Astra that Boaster plays on this map.
Yeah, I'm looking on the side of Fnatic for how they're controlling, in particular, A lobby. You'll see once they have money, getting that Odin up, spamming, and really holding on to that space. Loud, they have this change comp that a lot of people have been running, a variant on the Fnatic comp with the Omen in the mix, which can help you to get that early extremity control, having a TP across. But it's going to be interesting to see if Loud can take down the team who has defined Lotus this year. They're on a 10-map win streak for Fnatic.
Yeah, only one team has ever beaten this Fnatic roster, and that was Team Liquid. Loud, could they do this today? Saisho and Bren, I can't wait to see it.
We're about to find out. Yeah, I mean, Loud, they've already difficult task as well. They take map number 1, but now they're heading into that familiar territory for Fnatic of Lotus. That's a map Vala was mentioning that it's just been iterated on throughout the entirety of the regular season to this point now, really. It's honed almost the perfect weapon for Fnatic.
They've only lost Lotus once, ever, and that was in the finals of Lock-In, and it was an absolute shock that it occurred there. Loud were playing Viper Harbor, they were playing Sky, they were playing Jet. It was nowhere near the composition that Loud are currently bringing out. If anything, Fnatic have just continued to get better and better and better, as you're saying, and Loud have been forced to go in a more similar style with their composition. And now they are the pretenders, trying to catch up with what Fnatic are doing here. This is going to be a very tough map if Loud want the 2-0.
Well, let's get to it here. Our first pistol round of Lotus. Map number 2. Already fast beginning here for Loud.
Flasher नहीं है.
But they're going to be giving them easy access to the A side. Full clearance out towards tree. And Fnatic off side there for the retake. Nade still being held for Aspas. He saved it. Not for a rainy day. Probably when the flood tries to come through. Bit of a tap to bait it. 3 players in tree might get awkward though. That's why the door's rotating. Need to reposition from this one.
Alpha versus Less happening over here by the breakable door.
Door broken. Less. Oh, spots it. And wow, taking a new angle. Alpha falling. That could be more than a difference maker. Still revealed. Multiple players tucked into tree. Nade. A lot of damage being done. A lot of players weak from Loud, and Less still might have to be that difference maker. Smoke in their faces! And it's all falling to pieces.
Every pistol round won by Loud so far. They really are looking like they're in that champions form from last year. As Vala was saying, when they were winning every pistol. And I completely agree with the desk. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why Ascent went the way of Loud. The gun rounds were 10 and 6 in favor of Fnatic on our first map.
उससे बाप खेला 39 मारे शायद उसने.
Incredible that the map ended up going the other way.
It's the pistol rounds and the bonus conversions that made the difference for Loud.
We saw Loud's economy getting stretched so much because Fnatic was so good in those rifle situations.
Here's a fight, here's a skirmish and a bit of a brawl, but it's Loud seeking to contain. Put a stop to it. And that is a lovely target for all the kills. Funneled up on. Kawazin's like, get off that orb.
Yeah, exactly. Nightfall is going to be available for the next round. I mean, Kawanzin can just decide to try and hunt. And whether or not he dies or whether he gets the kill, it's 2 more orbs. Yeah, they could just go hunting for orbs too. I mean, they could go hunting for orbs in the next round. Either way, they're going to pretty much have a guaranteed major ultimate to be able to win that bonus round.
Always an awkward spot when you're the last alive on Nico around for Shorty.
I love the way that Boaster's sprinting over to the A side,
I mean,
trying to get some value out of it. Hunts down the
this is a Prowler in his face. He's trying to bait them up close.
Plant
off the side, but contain, drop down, he's making a go of it, but that is incredibly clean.
And Kawanzin gets the spike plant for the Nightfall online. So Loud easily cleaning up that anti-eco situation and setting themselves up for more momentum. This is where Fnatic have got to win the round. It might seem like a trivial thing to be talking about when we're only 3 rounds into Lotus, but this is how Loud generated that momentum and won on Ascent. If Fnatic are going to be beaten at this point, when they're still incredible in rifle round situations, it's through situations like this. It's by creating momentum against them.
Maybe they can convert it. The Nightfall there, but here we go.
Oh shit! अरे उसने लियो को इसने नहीं मारा भाई, but फिर भी सेकंड शॉट अच्छा था.
No amount of nerdy lineups will save you from this one. It's a deficit of 2
मारते
players
भाई
now.
और थोड़ा सा उधर ही.
Those are some ridiculous shots. Fnatic have got all the pressure on them currently, and the Nightfall didn't even have to be used.
Aspas doesn't know about the cross though. Already into the back of the side. That's Alfie. He's dropped down. Hasn't made any noise about it, but now spotted as well. With that shot rattled off. Aspas does. Doesn't get messy, doesn't get hairy, and there it is.
Why flawless थोड़ी जीतेंगे bonus?
It's Chronicle. Desperate to keep the right.
Why flawless bonus?
That. A Prime came in flawless. A bonus round conversion. It's part of the course from map number 1, but this is insane. They're doing it on arguably Fnatic's best map.
So I want to point out how Sadak is using his Viper Orb. Look at the positioning of this. It means that they can go straight from the Astra smoke into the Viper Orb whilst never getting caught by Leo's Haunt. This is a very specific anti to the way that Fnatic like to play towards A. I'm not sure how long it's going to take for Fnatic to realize this. Loud are getting a lot of space for free just by using that Viper Orb in a slightly different spot.
तीनों स्मोक में चले गए रिवील फटने से पहले.
Using a smoke that kind of helps
और उन लोगों को लगा रिवील तो चल रहा है, मतलब कोई नहीं है, तो बंद कर दिया
उसने. They're like caterpillaring their way through to rubble, using their opponent's
तीनों रिवीलों के ऊपर कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ा.
इन्होंने भी स्मोक ऑफ कर दिया, इन्होंने भी वॉल ऑफ कर दिया, पिटाई हो गई.
Control is lost. Lots of weapons in Fnatic's hands where they could really do some spam damage as well if they've got the right angles for it. There's a Guardian in the hands of Leo. The Sheriff's on top of it. Nade rebounding. They want to try and fight all the way over this one. And look at this. Picked to pieces. Left to the 2 versus 2. Chronicle backs away. Damage. Definitely done to 2 years. A single shot would bring him down.
Doable तो है. 2 is low है.
To push this off. Tuck to the corner.
लगता है उधर spam guardian से.
Still plant there and a chance.
ये booster पे push करेंगे.
Still
रुक जाना.
The smoke's being watched, so definitely got messy.
There were some nice shots here there from Leo and from Boaster, but not enough to be able to overcome the rifle attack.
PRX वाले बात फिर पता नहीं यार 3 बजे उनका मैच तब तक शायद नहीं मेरे को एक काम है. सोंगी तो नहीं.
In round 2, now they're going to have Showstopper, they're going to have Lockdown. These are the 3 biggest offensive tools that you have to put pressure on Fnatic. And Fnatic find themselves in almost exactly the same spot they were on Ascent.
Yeah.
Defending against a team that is creating a snowball of economy and ult advantages against them. And stealing their own strategies with the Odin, by the way.
Yep, the spam onto the line of side corner. There will be no early challenge.
Sadak has been watching the VODs. You can see the threat dripping off everything he does.
It's the #1 thing that really teams should have been taken away from Fnatic this entire time. Maximizing the usage of it.
बे पे 3 खेल रहे हैं पर फाइट करने के लिए खेल ही नहीं रहे हैं.
And here comes Aspas picking up the Showstopper.
क्या है ऐसा इन पे?
That's just spam through a smoke, I think. Though it's possible Durka had tucked in the corner trying to take a fight.
Boaster उधर से किसको spam करने वाला है बता ना जरा.
The first deaths really hurting Fnatic on Ascent as well. Durka on the attack side it was at that point, finding it difficult to generate advantages. Nightfall, it's a fake, but it doesn't see anyone, so do Loud pivot.
Do they want to commit to this?
Marley White Twitch.
Hold on. It's crouched and spamming, cleaving into the wall. What is the approach from Loud here? Bit of a pump fake.
भाई
Collected a second one.
क्या है ये Odin battle?
Try and get a move on though if you are Loud here. 3 versus 3. Boasters made this more than winnable. Nade. The one section of this one, but really it's going to have to be a post plant played on site. Boaster has the Cosmic Divide. It's earned up.
Never mind, Boaster guilt
Going off the site though.
Cosmic Divide does not stop a showstopper though.
That is true.
That rocket will fly straight through.
Please spam
that space though. Did he even want to try and commit this ult? Looks like they should be. There it is. Cosmic Divide. As soon as they drop down, the showstopper unleashed. Fuse starting to burn down and dwindle. Beautiful seas. To the side. There's nowhere to run. Not for Chronicle to survive that. And it's tucked just to the side on top of it. Fnatic. Got too many angles to watch for here.
कर दे अभी एक्चुअल में डुएबल है.
Positioning. Leo's taken out.
भाई क्या है?
Leo was just trying to escape and was denied the opportunity. Boaster had already made the call to flee. Loud are looking sublime here.
और wall protect करता. बस Odin है
best. Even could be beaten. And Loud are laying the roadmap.
Oh yeah. I think back as well earlier, you know, we were seeing the piece of all the teams at the beginning of the day. Boaster talking about it. You know, winning 2 titles in a row, you have a title or a target on your back.
And he also said, Boaster said, I know we're going to lose at some point. You can't just always win. The question is it going to be today? Can they rebound in this moment? After losing map 1 in very close fashion and going 5-0 to start on their home territory of Lotus. They've only ever lost here once. It was at the start of the year against this same opponent running a very different style. And at that moment too,
पता नहीं भाई डर के खेल रहे
one of the most incredible things about the fact that we were even on the final map in this situation was that both teams had won on their opponents' home territories. You had Fnatic winning on Ascent, and then you had Loud coming back, being able to win on Split, actually, which is our 3rd decider map here today. But then also Lotus, and they looked like they were poised to be able to take the trophy in front of a Brazilian crowd on Icebox, which there has never been more of a home map for Fnatic than Icebox. Loud are always finding those ways to be able to put the pressure on Fnatic that other teams can't.
Right there.
What weapons they've saved up now. Timeout. Talking it through.
That'll work.
Wondering what they can really do into this one.
Leo's brought down to 700 here, so
he's not armor really with the Guardian.
Yeah, well, his economy's really stretched. He's just going for a Guardian light armor, and he can't really use all of his utility either.
Classic Horns over the top there to try and take some of that space. Just seeing shots fired here. Door opens up wide. Alpha, that is maybe overstepping itself. Hello, that's a spike drop down. Potentially hurt there. Just from the spam and Boaster. He's doing work with the Odin.
भाई भाग के छोड़ दिया है
The
उसने.
door opening is just so good, but Durka punishes Cowan for going
भाई
for it.
इसको आवाज आया रहेगा ना किलजॉय को? अल्फायर को? स्पाइक ड्रॉप का?
छोड़ दिया लेकिन उन्होंने स्पाइक नहीं रखा.
एक और तो एक्सपेक्ट कर ही सकते हैं ना, ऐसे दरवाजे थोड़ी खोलेगा.
दरवाजा इसने खुद नहीं खोला है. सी से इन लोग नहीं खोला.
Over towards C, straight into Durka. Plenty of chances, but no connection, at least no kill.
And Les really sharp there, being able to take down Durka. The fight's happening in spawn. Good double face.
Yeah, lovely response there by Leo with the trade. Now he's got a knife on. Does he really seek to use this? Yes, it's a 2v2. Wants to make a go of it. It's just left up to Leo. You can see where the trail's pointing it into the corner. Dodge to the side. Les is not lacking the confidence.
Both Killjoy players absolutely popping in this series so far. Les versus Alpha is a battle to watch. Alpha dominated the first map. He's been caught out a couple of times to start here on Lotus, and Les has taken over. Absolutely taken over. One of the big win conditions for Loud being able to start that reverse sweep attempt at lock-in too was less having phenomenal maps on Lotus and on Split.
Same beginning with the horns dropped. Snakebite causing a bit of vulnerability, but one section of A, rubble control. It's gained and held by Loud. Oh, as soon as that door is pressed! Yeah, that is cheeky.
That's fantastic. Fnatic continue to iterate.
Here's Durka, operated O, not revealed.
Okay.
Close to the corner!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Alpha!
And the movement couldn't land the third. It was traded, but Durka was instantly there. The peak from main.
तुम दोनों में से
Close check नहीं करा वो
मैच है क्यों भाई उन्होंने क्या किया टक्कर में
The kind of short and close setup from Fnatic there towards Mound. And then Boast is spanning through towards Switch on A. No matter where you go, Fnatic have got good ideas, and this the first to be able to put a round on the board by the look of things.
क्या अटैकिंग साइड मैप है लोग पे फ्लैशर ही नहीं है लोग पे कहाँ से क्या कंट्रोल लेने वाले घंटा पता नहीं भाई ऑपर आएगा सामने पता नहीं क्या ही करने वाले लोग
All right, Josh, it's looking like popped up here. First round win for Fnatic on Lotus.
तो सोचा रहेगा तभी दोनों टीम्स ने फिट डाला इसका हटा दिया कुछ तो फायदा होगा फिट का पता लग जाएगा ये मैप के एंड
I
तक
believe with 5. It'd be difficult for Fnatic to be able to do that here again, and they have less rounds to work with.
10
Loud
seconds
already finding 6 and the momentum in their favor. But we have seen Fnatic go on streaks, especially if they start to figure out how Loud are playing.
Yeah.
And not only does Boaster get the kill onto Sarak there, but they also realize that the presence on A was a fake. The door opens, Sarak dies, there's no follow-up whatsoever. So these are the kind of things that Boaster will be reading into. And certainly, Loud are going to be more diligent with how they take that area of the map again. Alpha's picked up an op.
रिजल्ट के साथ कुछ कर रहेगा
It's
लोग
up to him to try and lock down that C angle. Straight down towards Mao. No one going to be facing though, not early on. Loud grouped up. Down towards B.
चलो 6-6 देखते हैं
One's not broken, it's a stack from Fnatic, and the door's broken, so
नहीं आ रहे लोग हाँ possible है
a showstopper in the hands of Durka. If there is any presence here, they want to go for it. Okay, why not?
Whoa! Nice pull
blown to pieces. It's a
pull
main.
Must
proactivity, you love to see it.
And there's the value of having the Astra on the
decision making देखा उनका कितना fast
Yup.
में कोई spot नहीं हुआ
just looks
कितना fast
amazing with all
लोग
the
और
ideas
play
he has
किया
around the map.
Yup.
ए पे सेम चीज करने वाले थे लोग कोई
Trying to make
spot
something
होता तो
happen against a weak Chronicle, but taking a fight against Leo, and Leo's good for it. Cleaned up. What a play by
Clean
Fnatic.
AS
What a call on that from Boaster and Durka.
Nice one गंजू
That is excellent stuff.
मैं पानी दो ना please
एकदम me on the side करते रहे एकदम me on the side
दीवार में बचता है मैं आओ कर करो
use me
There's anything happening in that
एकदम
kind
me
of
on the
area.
side खुश है भाई
एकदम मकुल्लू जैसा पुल था पुल पे जैसे मैंने मस्त पुल किया था
Pull from Boaster.
डब्बे पे नेट मार दिया था तुमने
Yeah, it's only 2 so far for Fnatic, but no in this team. Going to be going down easily, not in this half. Here's another fight yet to be taken.
Yeah, massive one.
Potential for C's Nano, just a haunt that's taken care of. Still the molly behind them. There's 4 players seeking to really meet them on top of it. C's was dodged. Nade sent flying as well. This is really precarious. And really a fight that you just can't afford to lose. 2 years falling now. Going to try and pivot. Potentially, Les is making noise towards main. He has pulled players out open to the wide angles.
Les knows that there's 2 players over here, and Loud are going to try to punish. On the other side, though, Kalanzine dropped.
Loud is actually falling
Boaster
for it.
slips away without getting punished by the squeeze from Breakable Door and main. This attempt to react from Loud has now turned into a lurk play.
कैसे मिल गया रे
थोड़े लोग ने पर एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा है क्या नहीं कर रहा है नहीं कर रहा है कैसे नहीं कर रहा है भी देख ही कौन रहा है तो कैसे नहीं कर रहा है
They do pit. Probably going to see that space being played for now. Boaster and Alfie are playing together. It's important to get the lockdown off. The Loud have a play in mind to try and disrupt this one. It's going to push them all the way into Durka.
towards the edge.
Gurkha's actually moving away.
They don't want to find
गैप दिया है रे लोग ने
instead.
Cosmic Divide just going to be used to
वो
block
तो
us
ट्वीट ट्वीट कर सकता है हाँ
Banana Swarm. There, decay damage.
Tweet
Most is
food
really
कर
getting chipped
सकता
out, and Lotus still
है
took it. So the defuse, and he pushes away. It's a nade. Everybody's collected close to the corner.
हाफ भी नहीं हुआ
Time
है
is ticking.
गयो
Tick-tock, blast pack, Aspas on the util, and the pit has not fallen. Time
नहीं
is
कर रहा है
short.
कोई Asus
Fnatic forced to just scurry away, back away.
Yup.
What a round, what a recovery from Loud. Putting the squeeze on Fnatic despite the fact that they were down a couple of players. Sadak with his timing through the breakable door. Fnatic put early pressure A and then went to go and
एक
react
लिंक
into
से आता ना
B.
इनका बंदा
They knew that Les was applying pressure there,
A
but I love that call from the IGL of Loud to be able to get
मजा
himself in a
आता
position
Astro
where
wall कर दी थी ना
he can
इसने
hit
इतना टाइम बाय नहीं
Chronicle, who's
होता
worried because he's lost so much of the map.
नहीं जब भी Killjoy करा था ना
in the post plan, they played that
तभी
situation
क्योंकि वही एक
perfectly.
गैप बचा था ना उनके लिए
yes
Fnatic just resorting to these all-out fights.
पता नहीं लोग ने
Still
एक्सपेक्ट
stacks
कैसे
up
नहीं
over
करा कि
towards
इतना
A.
यूटिल सेव्ड है करना चाहिए था
Sadak is also just putting himself in a really nice spot with this Viper Orb.
Two players watching. Bosa's holding the crossfire, but no, it's out to the open. Dirty thought it was clear. Bosa seeking as well to try and take the fight straight to him. Yeah, cut to the corner, and yeah, does land it. So evens it out eventually. 4 versus 4.
Aspas with ultimate as well. This is going to be so difficult for Alpha to
Rocket
deal
up.
with.
Prowler! It's good and latched to the side.
That was a lot of damage on Alpha, but no kill.
No kill at all. Still 4 versus 4 plan. Start going down here, Kawazine.
चल 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 पका मत
Disrupt him. Be able to get that one down as well, setting up. To the post plan, only one player onto Mount.
Oh, this is a very
चला रहा है
aggressive
भाई
post
वो
plan position.
चला रहा है
मस्त करने वाला है
This
कौन-सी
could really
मस्त
catch
करने वाला है
Fnatic off guard once they send it.
As soon as Util starts to get flying and flown straight into it, sees out to the back, Paranoia, the horn. Over to the top, not quite landing the lineup actually, disrupted
अभी
him so
चालू कर
slightly,
देगा
he's still making a
पोस्टर
go of it. Running
खत्म
away
ही नहीं
in.
करेगा
They just have to hit these shots as well, the utility has faded away, but again, it's time pressure, it's ticking away, and Alfia with the op forced once more. You gotta save it, you gotta back away, it's not winnable.
This has been a masterclass by Loud, finding every gap in the Fnatic setups, using their own utility against them to push Fnatic backwards, create openings, win post plants. If this is the form we are going to see from Loud now that they've hit the playoffs, no one will remember Tokyo.
Oh yeah.
Think back to last year. It was the same story. Loud bombed out in Copenhagen. Does anyone bring that up? No, because they won champions that year. They're the defending champions coming in to this tournament.
That's what all the talk's about, you know, the culmination of the year, the most important event of the year. It's what everybody sets their sights on. All that matters is being in the right form for it at the right time.
This, by the way, allowed that has rebounded after getting smoked by DRX early on and playing some pretty limp Valorant. They're bringing their A game today. What a rivalry this has turned out to be. I thought there was a serious chance that we might just see Fnatic tossing around Loud, playing with their foodie.
मतलब कभी भी ले सकते हैं ना
You know, the recent form in these tournaments has been so heavily one-sided towards Fnatic. And yet Loud, you always know, have this opportunity to rise back up. Made it towards the finals, almost had their hands on the trophy at lock-in. The winners in Americas, where they just looked sublime. And they're playing some of their best today.
A lot of rumors as well swirling around this Loud team about just behind-the-scenes issues, problems of practice, the drama. Americas loves their drama.
Every family has drama.
Absolutely.
That's how Loud think about themselves.
But here we stand. It's 8-2. Loud firmly in the driving seat and more. Doesn't matter if they've fallen on hard
For
times.
full match you get 2
If
timeouts
Fnatic
each.
are able to get 4 though at the end of this, with an attack-sided
like,
map, the way that these compositions
in
work, the
here
way
we
that
can't
these IGLs
use
call,
both the timeouts in one half,
won't
right?
be
We
too
can
bad.
use one
That's
timeout
why you
each
saw them take
half.
the timeout then as well. That was the second timeout being
I
taken in the
had
first half with
forgotten
only
कि
2
इनको
rounds
it's
remaining.
like 2 timeout per
Alpha's
match
also
और
just
कभी भी
getting
use कर
pushed
सकते हो
back,
एक ही
not
half का
able to
दोनों
find the
timeout use
value
कर
out of the
सकते हो
operator, forced back from one angle to the next.
मुझे तो बहुत important बात बोली होगी भाई
Passive, the lockdown just being used to
इसलिए
push the opera even further backwards. But Loud are not hitting off this.
Yeah, obfuscating and hiding here, tucked to the corner inside the pit. There's a Prowler!
Wow, that's so
Oh
good!
shit,
Just
boy.
pre-firing it.
The lockdown pushes Chronicle into one half of his pit, and the Prowler gives away his location.
It's up to Poster now with the OT in. This timing is ridiculous, Poster! Pushing forwards, of course, risks have to be taken, but now it's a 2 versus 4 plan. Down, out for here. Drop down silently. Returns at the 1.
Oh, short.
This is more than winnable. Nade. Still in the back pocket.
Need
Both
है.
these players now playing inside tree as well, rebounding.
मजा ही आएगा. पैरानोया नहीं
All
है.
the chances in the world.
Spit है. ये एक ही spit
Smoke
है.
themselves off here. Just so that they can spam, just so that they can use the util vulnerable up, drop down onto low.
Nice.
HP, but there's that nade. That's how important it was. Sadak to 1v2 for Fnatic.
Nice.
A nasty way to play it. Cut up the crosshair placement. Jumping right into his face.
The dream duo of Durka and Alpha, secure what could end up being a vitally important round for Fnatic as we head
9-3?
close to the end of this first half.
What's it, guys? मेरे पास 40
Attack-sided map,
तरक्की
everything
तो
matters
है.
in this first.
Professional streamer. और नहीं
Finally,
देगा
we see the
बात.
value
आता है क्या?
coming out from Alpha. He's had a bit of a
Now they
rough
troll.
half so far. Probably his first of the
4-8 or
entire
9-3,
tournament,
guys.
actually.
4-8 or 9-3. Tell me.
No, guys.
4-8.
Because Loud did do everything right in that last round. I mean, you're seeing pain on their faces, yet here it is. Last round here of our first half. Nade sent flying
हाँ ना
immediately
कौन कह रहा
straight
था वो?
towards the
ओह
Durka.
या.
Running right through the Nana Swarms. Wants another go of it. Here it is, the pull.
Yo!
Connecting the ball. The ult prime for the taking.
Yo! नहीं रे. गलत. ये लोग expect नहीं कर रहे Krabal.
Only damage being done.
Never mind कर रहा था. सही है.
Leo stuck.
Dropping and falling. Leo stuck to the corner, but still it's a 2v5.
Nice रे Leo.
You're trapped in here with me. 4 rounds for Fnatic.
For it.
Flawless to finish the half.
Chalo guys. Is it going to be a comeback or not?
Yes.
I think they may have just done enough for them to believe in the comeback.
देखो डर के खेले तो ना हो पाए मतलब डर के खेलेगा तो सही है बट डर के खेलेंगे डर के
Recovery here and the confidence that they're still playing with.
क्या cool हो यार मैं इतनी cool बातें करती हूँ भाई.
Leo just on his own being able to
I know
win
man, I
these
know.
duels. They've got chances. This is going to be a tough one for Loud to close again, as Ascent was.
Have a leader, a listen
Yes.
in from Sadak earlier as well ahead of this match in this series.
How can I time out the stream?
Durante a série, a gente sabia, tinha certeza que vai ser muito difícil. Enquanto a gente entendeu bem como jogar contra eles,
कोई तो बोल रहा है
entendeu do jeito
language.
que eles gostavam
वो
de
ये
jogar
language.
mapas. Acho que o que mais me surpreendeu foi como eles
दिमाग में कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा है क्या मुझे?
mudavam de ritmo, ou como eles mudaram de ritmo com
इसको इंग्लिश
os
नहीं
duelistas
आती
na bind.
तो ये लोग
Porque passavam de
अपने
jogar
अपने
uma
लैंग्वेज में
composição mais
करते हैं.
devagar, com Sage, a ter uma composição mais explosiva com Neon e com Haze.
अबे उसने कुछ तो देवनागरी में लिखा है अपने हाथ पे.
Os 3 controladores na Band funciona bem. A gente treinou muito com eles. Então sabíamos que algo que funciona não foi à toa que escolhemos.
कुछ तो हाँ लिखा हुआ है.
Sabíamos que contra esse time vai ser bom.
I'm looking for the timing of these no commands.
तो एक सेकंड के लिए जय श्री राम लिखा है सच में?
I think this is
ओ भाई.
माला भी पहनी है.
मैं मुक्का मारूंगी भाई रोज. वीडियो मत भाई. बाइसेप्स सारे मेरे. बताऊँ.
जय श्री राम लिखा है शायद.
Realmente porque a gente está com jogadores novos.
हाँ इधर त्रिशूल देखा मैंने अभी.
Com galera que está começando a carreira competitiva. E o ano passado realmente já tínhamos jogadores experientes, a expectativa era um pouco mais alta para nós. Quando são essas situações mais apertadas,
I am gonna stalk
fazer morrer. Eu gosto muito para isso que a gente vive, né? Para jogar, para estar nessas situações que são difíceis e a gente ganhar. Então, muito feliz que dessa vez eu consegui superar esses desafios. Com certeza se sente muito bem e sim, realmente o jogo não acaba até que acaba, né?
Loud have eliminated 2 EMEA teams already in Group D, and now they're looking to knock Fnatic down to the lowers. We're about to head into the pistol. Loud have won them all so far, and this one may be defined by this clash towards Mound.
Oh yeah, it's already beginning, isn't it? Way set up.
ओम साई राम लिखा है.
Cautious from Fnatic.
डर के करती
Spotted, so I can't actually break that one.
तेरा बेर का था बट यूज लाउड ने
Watch, they
खरीदा
really try to
वाह
push this one, man. I mean,
ठीक है
Aspas running through their own one-way.
मैं ही तो खरीदूंगी ये सब बहाने
They're trying to squeeze them. It's being contained though.
I
The tower wasn't
sword.
taken care of. Sadak ended up falling. He was tagged up, slowed to a crawl. Damage done. No kills found.
Oh.
Alfia survives.
He's so weak.
को तो मर दिया
The reaction as well from Fnatic is almost impossible. They don't really understand where to go on the map. They're going to take the fight towards B.
Collected though and winning it.
Shot,
It's
nice
Chronicle
shot.
Leo.
Mew, give me water, please.
Most to do in this scenario, particularly
Hello.
Chronicle. He's had a rough one so far, this map, but that's a way
Glass
to
we do?
step all the way back
Oh.
up to the challenge.
Hello.
And more. So it's Fnatic winning their first pistol round of the series. Well, it's looking like it.
And what a time to do it. After Loud have won 3 and snowballed those into bonus rounds and made things so difficult for Fnatic to start out each one of these halves when you need a comeback to occur, down 8-4.
इंस्टेंट ऐसा हो इधर टाइम नहीं लेने का
And they're able to close things out here.
Good round.
Makes
It's
the
them याओ
comeback extremely doable.
Oh yeah.
टिप्स इस रोज सुबह उठ के मेरा एक बार इनाम लेने का
रोज
I'm very impressed with how they dealt with this too. There's a couple of missed shots for sure.
हर
but
रोज उठ
there's
के
still a
मेरा
lot of
नाम लेने
danger
का
in that round. You know, Lauda coming out with some fantastic ideas on the pistol, and Fnatic are forced to respond. This is the first time they've actually been able to do that properly. Rifles up everywhere.
नहीं
4
है
rifles? That is not normal.
यार वैंडल और एक मार्शल how badly these guys want to win the next round also. So they're going to play super safe.
Loud have got a bit of a pinch going on as well. I mean, they've taken B main control, holding
एक
towards
pick
C.
नहीं एक pick
Any signs of it? It's a trap play maybe off the paranoia?
Yeah, another paranoia being held by 2Es. This is one of the things that the Omen offers you that the Astra doesn't. We saw Boaster go for a couple of these plays with the pull, but the paranoia is very good at being able to
भाई
activate traps.
ये
if
लोग
you
ने
have
भी सी सूट
somebody
छोड़ दिया है
holding contact or a piece of
ये
filter
स्टैक करने
utility,
जा
or
रहे हैं
sometimes
लोग
teams will do it off an orb. Here though, there doesn't seem to be too much danger.
भाग दी
And I know that
शीट
Fnatic did end up getting squeezed by the clock a few times. on
और दरवाजा खोला पर सी जा रहे
have a
हैं
slower approach and Loud hold on to all of their utility. Perhaps the same issue could rear its head here.
No one's going to be waiting to receive them though over towards C. I think the calling has done a good job here. It's pulled most of the Loud players out and over.
Little swap around there.
गुट बना के
Boaster
साथ घूम रहे
taking
भाई
Marshall, looking like he wants to try and entry with it, so that if he goes down, Fnatic still keep those 4 rifles up.
There it is, Satchel through
कुछ
and
इन्फो
across.
लिया क्या ये लोग ने कहीं का
And this is very similar to the play that we saw actually broken down in that comms video.
It is, yeah.
Throw it up to the player to be able to get the plant down. Other people on Fnatic holding these angles. No cosmic divide for this one. And then Fnatic are going to be able to drop back into post plants. Loud's economy just isn't at the spot for them to be able to win this round, outside of some ridiculous sheriff shots from Les and Aspas. But Les already hits the floor.
Swap
तो
guns
फर्क
again.
नहीं पड़ता
Sturka this time though, he's trying to make a play for the ult, that's why he's doing it.
His sisterhood of the traveling marshal.
I mean, the amount of hands is exchanged is crazy, but here we go. He'd love these
तो
kills
सुबह
here.
को
Loud just
कर
seeking to try and go down to the spike here. Got to try and
अरे
deny
अरे
it,
अरे
this
अरे
chance. They do.
ऐसा
Just drop, but still only 2 away now with that
पर
death.
नेक्स्ट राउंड इसको भी चाहिए शायद वैंडल जीतना ही है इनको नेक्स्ट राउंड भी
Durka's ultimate is the one that Fnatic like to prioritize the most.
ये थोड़ी
Wow,
मर
throw
जाएगा फिर
themselves
जाके
into the
किसी और को
abyss,
दे दे
making
मार्शल
sure
भाई
that they
मिल
don't
जाएगी
feed
तेरे
any
को
of those
वैंडल
ults
पोस्टर
back
को
to
दे
B.
दियो मार्शल
जस्ट
Extremely
डेस्परेशन में
important
गया है
for
नोट
Fnatic
भी
to
दबा
keep
के
up. Now, are we going to see Loud try and contest ult orbs? It's very common here for Boaster to call some kind of strategy that revolves around taking map control and Durka getting at least one of the orbs online.
पोस्टर ने ड्रॉप दिया इसको
वाह
Might be
Could
hard pressed to
really,
do
yeah.
so. Lots of chances. I mean, there's literally 3 orbs on the map, so Fnatic could make a play for either one of them, but looks like just
ये लोग
leaving
ट्राई
Chronicle
करते ना
to watch over
लाउड
towards
वाले
A.
तो
There
ये
will
लोग
be
एक दो
a lot of
वैंडल
utility
2-3
probably
वैंडल
sent
निकाल
flying
देते
over
हैं
Loud
हाफ मत
side
दे
of
सब
things.
लोग
और अबे ऑर्ब्स के लिए ऐसे थोड़ी भागेगा भाई वो
With a boom bot, bit of spam.
WWW वो भी
Sure, nobody's
मार्शल
crossed.
And now they can post up 2Es. This is again something you can do with the Omen that you
पर
don't
ये
find
स्माइली
as much value
तुम्हें मैं
with an
मुखा
Astra.
मारूंगी उधर आके 1000 बार बोला है मैंने
Fnatic
तुम्हें
do get that orb online on the opposite side of the map for Durka. Now Durka can try and play towards the B orb. You can see the kind of methodical way in which Fnatic approach the attack side. Trying to maximize their advantages. Loud have read this though.
Yeah, they're seeking to try and make a play towards it.
लाइनअप
Sees
देखना पड़ेगा भाई ये क्या था
Doesn't
just
catch.
avoided.
Very close though. Is there another layer to this?
8.
Not now much else when it comes to utility. And yeah, he's grabbed the orb. So now with the
40
orb
seconds spent to
hit होने
be
वाला
able to
है
get Durka his ultimate.
2 years holding close.
This
Snake
lineup to
bite.
try and remove 2Es from on top of Rubble.
Gonna fight it. Prowler, paranoia. Sent on top. Not a fight taken close towards it still. Tucked to the corner. Loud. Need to be really careful here. Again, because of that showstopper, you can see them finally realizing they have to respect it, but down to 35 seconds.
And at some point here, the time is going to become a little bit of an issue for Fnatic. It looks like they're set up for a B split. It's an A fake into a B hit, and there are two players waiting here.
Kawazin doesn't hit the shot. It's just crossed into him now.
Hey,
Nanoswarm's close.
Oh,
Yep, Turk has dropped. Sight's going to be theirs, though. Still, that plant will be able to go down. Nothing to really push this one off here. Few seconds to spare.
Feeling नहीं आएगा क्या loud का भी कोई problem हो जाएगी.
Watching Leo's back, doesn't have to worry about the
Leo flank करेगा I mean ये Chronicle flank करेगा late तो निकल सकते हैं.
of the site, sending in the
Link
bullets
मत
flying their way.
जा भाई flank जा. Never mind, इसमें speed से ना.
Here there is a pull onto it, a tap to try and force and bait it out. First layer of that utility. It's going to be dragged out of them here, but Fnatic are just playing this so excellently. His diligence shown still. They bait Boaster out wide into the open. No more util.
Boaster.
Being covered.
Just
as I say it, it looked like
जा
a
भाई.
chokehold on it, but no. Loud, meticulous with that retake.
And also benefiting from the space that Fnatic give them on site. Fnatic are frequently playing their post plants off site. And I think Loud know that. You know, the player that would be going aggressive and taking space is Durka. And when he falls, Sadak just calls for his team to take space in the site itself and post up towards the breakable door and towards B main, knowing that he can punish them once they swing to deny the taps. This is an excellently called map from Sadak.
मत करो मुक्के मारूंगी सब में.
Durka didn't get a chance to use his Raze ultimate.
Only going to be one now, though.
Here it is.
Yep, as soon as it's fired off.
With the pull.
Catches.
Another masterclass play set up for there with Boaster's utility.
And Nade was meant to clear less, actually. He can still hold his ground. Bit of a missed attempt here. Still, there's so much in his face. 12 bullets left. And yet,
how is he standing his ground against that?
It's ridiculous.
It's just waves of utility being thrown at his face, and yet Les still finds value and doesn't back off.
And they push behind him still. Aspas. He's holding it.
Raise back.
Doesn't want to use the nade. Durka, he's eager to take the fight.
Leo gets his nightfall with this plant.
Taps it down. Needs to be a play being made for it. That is ridiculous. Aspas. Such a wide face, such a wide swing. Adjusting with the movement. Leo, though, he's tucked close to this corner here. He's going to be stuck in this position. Has to take the fight, and he does not win it. Aspas still locking down Waterfall. It's a series of one-on-one duels being taken by Fnatic, but they are not winning them right now. Loud in immaculate form. Alpha
Nice cell fire.
Right here, right now. Tucked close to the corner. No one's actually putting that pressure on to try and stop this one. Snakebite at his feet. Forced to make a play. It's all being held.
Aspas does an incredible job in the retake. Wide swings, takes out Durka, wins that duel. Then he wins another one against Leo after he misses his nade. Who needs a nade if you're hitting shots like this? Aspas took over on Ascent. He's doing the same here again.
आऊंगी किसी दिन.
We have not seen
सिर्फ
a
यही काम
match
करने के लिए.
recently that I can remember at least where Fnatic have lost this amount of the duels that they're taking. One of the advantages of having such a stacked roster is that the 50-50 situations go their way more often than a coin flip.
कौन बोला था रे Chronicle का best map है ये? उसने पनौती लगाई है भाई. बेचारा 3 kill पे.
That early conditioning that hasn't been sent flying, but there was nobody really there.
For Loud, control of this area is even more important and even more useful because 2E's
अरे
can
डोम
linger
भी
in
नवी.
this spot.
भाई ये पुण्याचे लोक तर बापरे. एकदमच out of the world. अरे नवी मुंबई कुठे? डोंबिवली कुठे?
Smoke's gonna be fading at any moment. Yet Prowler, Durka, Satchel up close, near-sighted, but up close and personal. So he's gonna be liking it in that scenario in particular. Aspas, you are greedy for this man. Really no safety there. Need to clear out towards the corner, but a Satchel as well. Disengaged Kawazin. He picks up the line of side angle.
मैं सिर्फ demon 2.
Is it the percentage play for Aspas?
मैं आसपास नहीं हूँ, मैं पास-पास
but he's
हूँ.
got a hot hand and he's winning all the deals. He knows that he, at the moment, is going to be favored in those kind of spots.
You just cannot fold him for it. What if he's winning it?
गाँव and city very चल चल गाँव तो नवी मुंबई है city तो डोंबिवली है
Maybe now the pressure is mounting.
ये कौन बोला मुक्का मारूंगी जेब
Allowing the clock to tick down. There's less than 30 seconds available, and less is in a spot to be able to destroy any pivot to be. Aspas is one away from his nade again. If he gets another kill, there's 15 seconds.
This is done. They have to win the fight towards the back of the site. With this little time as well, Stars drop down. Satchel for Aspas doesn't seem to really use it. Doesn't land the kill. To the right.
That's messy.
There was no coverage there. Kawasi gonna try and
Oh,
just 4 seconds.
पास ने तो स्प्रे खोल के पास कर दिया भाई.
Desperate to stay in this one.
Actually दूर कर दिया.
Corner now with a horn back online. Leo and Boaster. Leo seeking
भाई chance दे दिया भाई
जी. Side angle. You can just see
जीत गए Fnatic ये
still
round.
towards the back.
No way Fnatic loses this round.
Forced out. Spamming, it's so damn precarious. Dropping down, Sadak rips away.
Are you serious?
Well earned to get themselves into that spot.
एक जगह पे swing कर लेते भाई.
Such ridiculous form.
Look at the way that Loud are playing with Fnatic in these post-plant situations. Loud are so cautious on the retake. They're not sending it with a lot of
दोनों
utility.
अलग-अलग जगह पे एक जगह पे swing कर लेते भाई जीत जाते.
What they're doing is applying a small amount of pressure, and then Fnatic are the ones going
ये
for the
क्या
swings.
कर रहा है भाई जिगल
Loud are just
जिगल.
holding angles, waiting for Leo and Boaster to get antsy in those spots and take a fight. Vamos! Loud are relying on their ability to hold angles and win favored duels. And it's Fnatic actually that are crumbling in these moments.
Maybe the pressure is getting to them, you know, the target on their backs. Oh, Odin played to spam that corner. Aspas happy to just skip across and still lock and hold on to that. A-Rob will control him in 2 years. Any attempt really by Fnatic. Hasn't really been working out to try and fight over that. Snakebite's good though. It's going to push 2 years a little bit wider. Still those shots rattled across. But for Loud, it really comes down to this fight. To seize nade is beautiful. They knew the Turker has crossed, and there's the punish. The call is made by Fnatic. Want nothing to do with this area. Backing away, but they've got no prior map control.
यार मैंने कुछ jinx नहीं करा
utility
भाई.
broken. It's all still active, less with the alarm bot and the turrets all watching these corners. And look at Loud already.
हार भी सकती है Fnatic.
Flooding into position.
तो change किया रहेगा ना भाई. Loud में. Last time हार के.
The ults online is just impossibilities. Again, you need miracles from Fnatic. Otherwise, it's going to be Loud on series point. Time running short, less. That's the lockdown. Doesn't take the fight. Jump spot, Leo with the plans. Boaster wins his duel. Straight up towards him, still it's traded. Lockdown, going down now. The Leo's still here and active. They have to respect this though. No way to break it. Got to play off-site, and did he really have anything to deal with this? All being revealed up. Nanoswarm's being deaded very early on here. Stacked on top because they just really don't know if they're actually on this one. Smokes, these are brutal to get through. 2 years, sticking it onto half already. Nothing to break this at all. It has to be damaged, it has to be killed, and it's not in sight. Loud, they got it all covered, every possibility. And series points on the horizon.
Fnatic with a plant spot that they just couldn't possibly play from as soon as the lockdown came through. The ultimates are overwhelming. Fnatic are struggling to come up with plans to deal with them. And the retakes come through thick and fast.
I know, right?
The slow squeeze is too much for Fnatic to deal with right now, despite their best efforts. There are 4 Guardians coming back into this. Loud have a chance to close things out 2-0 here.
This could end right here, right now. Dirk with a satchel up top. Horn, not broken in time, reveals him up, close to the corner here, gotta land the shots! The nade's done the damage! Where is it? A response needs to be made and it's just not there!
The lurk play by Boaster up through B. If anybody could
you know what is the problem right now? कि Loud पे सब मार रहे हैं और Fnatic पे सब नहीं मार रहे.
A single round stands before them, a single player stands before them, but Loud are on the cusp.
This would be Fnatic's second ever loss on Lotus, both to Loud. and their second loss ever. Only Liquid being able to take down this super team before, and they went and won the EMEA trophy. Loud know it, they can feel it. There's one player left, soon to be cleaned up.
Yikes.
And Loud have done it, a 2-0 to take out Fnatic in the first match of playoffs here at Champions.
Loud may have fallen on hard times, but old habits die hard. They have come into rare form at the beginning of playoffs. Celebrations abound. And Fnatic, listen, we came into this series wondering who was going to be the team to test them.
I guess. Lower bracket run it is.
All along, Loud have come out swinging.
Yes.
I did think Fnatic
अभी
would bend a little
तो
before
ये है
they
ना
broke. And yet here,
Safer X.
a 13-6
अबे बहुत
loss
टाइम है
on
भाई
Lotus.
उसके लिए
नहीं वो
Masterclass
अगले स्टार्ट हो
performance
जाएगा अगले आधे घंटे में हो जाएगा
अबे भाई इतना नहीं है मेरे में ताकत
if
मेरे
they
को
want to be
रील
able to
करनी
three-peat, if they want to be able to get another trophy to add it to the cabinet and make this a serious era, a dynasty, they are going to have to run the longest route back to the finals. For Loud, they have just changed the course of history, I think, here today. In a similar fashion to that locking Grand Finals, Loud have shocked the world and showcased that their form is back on top. If they can keep this up, they've got championship qualities. Yeah. And they have just made the bracket so much more interesting, so much more unpredictable than I could have ever hoped for.
I'm sure revenge is tasting quite sweet right now for Loud as well, but still, job's not finished. Plenty more to do. We're going to send it down to the desk as well to break down the series that we have
Thank
just
you
witnessed.
guys.
Take it away,
See you
guys.
guys tomorrow.
Oh,
Bye.
They've done it. They've done it. Mimi Baller. This is the revenge match we were talking about. They actually managed to
कल मिलते
secure
हैं।
it and look great
जाता हूँ
doing
काम
it.
करता हूँ बचाओ।
Losing an
Bye.
11-3 comeback
See ya.
against Fnatic at Lock and falling off the face